Are we doing it? We're doing it live. What is that a reference to anyway? The Daily Show or something? All right, let me do my normal checks, and then I'm gonna get started. I just realized I haven't been opening these streams up with an explanation of the streams for the past few streams, so I'm gonna, I'll do that in a sec. Let me see. The quick bound frocks. That's a thing from Tears of the Kingdom, isn't it? The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. Stream's already buffering. I'm on the wrong internet. Are you kidding me? For a sec. And now we have to get it to reconnect. Uh-oh. Okay, is it stable now? I'm so stupid. Okay. I think we're good. Audio sounds fine. I know I don't have enough light on me, and I'm very orange right now, but my light actually broke. I could fix it during stream. Yeah, I probably will, actually. Here's what we're doing. We're trying to chew through the Bible. I'm going to stop listening to myself. Hello and welcome back to the Quiet Part YouTube channel. Once again, my name is Spencer, and we are in part 15 of a series of marathon-style streams where I read the New International Version of the English translation of the Catholic Christian Bible. Why am I doing this? I'm an atheist. I'm an empirical person. I'm not a person of faith. I'm not a person of spirit. I do not believe in that which is supernatural. Those are just how I am. However, there are billions of people on the face of this planet that adhere to a number of the 5 dominant world religions, those being Christianity, Judaism, Islam, Hinduism, and Buddhism. I guess Buddhism technically might not be an organized religion, but those are the 5 biggest world religions. And I am, an atheist. And I thought maybe it would be good for me to better understand my fellow man, to better understand the women and children and people of this world that engage in practice and worship. And what better way to do that than reading their holy texts for each of the big 5 world religions? That's the idea. Is to become more worldly, become more literate, to become more understanding, and consequently more informed and more critical. If I am being critical of a religion, I should be able to say, well, I've read the document. I've gotten off my ass and I've done the hard work of trying to understand other people and their history and context. And I think if there were a person on the face of this planet in 2026 that were trying to be a good philosopher, they would try to read all these texts for the sake of developing a better understanding of the world. So that's what I'm doing. This is just for the sake of literacy, to better understand other people and their religions and philosophies, and to become a more rounded person myself as well, and learn history and culture through the process. That's the idea. We are on page 535 of the New International Version of the English Bible. I'm going to be doing lots of things in today's stream while reading. I'm going to work out. I'm going to do my stretches and then work out. I'm going to clean up some stuff maybe, and I might even fix something while listening. I'll fix something in my chair because my light broke earlier and I'm going to fix it. That's what we're doing. We're jumping right in. King Solomon was a great leader. He was super wise. And then I think he slept with some people that weren't Israelites, and God got angry about that. And now someone is going to take his place. The Bible is just one succession story after another.
Shechem 4. All the Israelites had gone there to make him king. 2. When Jeroboam son of Nebat heard this, he was still in Egypt, where he
I'm actually just going to fix my light first. I'm going to go grab the tool I need for it. It'll be like a half minute.
3. So they sent for Jeroboam, and he and the whole assembly of Israel went to Rehoboam and said to him, For your father put a heavy yoke on us, but now lighten the harsh labor and the heavy yoke he put on us, and we will serve you. 5. Rehoboam answered, Go away for 3 days and then come back to me. So the people went away. 6. Then King Rehoboam consulted the elders who had served his father Solomon during his lifetime. How would you advise me to answer these people? He asked. 7. They replied, If today you will be a servant to these people and serve them and give them a favorable answer, they will always be your servants. 8. But Rehoboam rejected the advice the elders gave him and consulted the young men who had grown up with him and were serving him. 9. He asked them, What is your advice? How should we answer these people who say to me,
Got my soldering iron?
Your father put on us?
And my light.
10. The young men who had grown up with him replied, Tell these people who have said to you, Your father put a heavy yoke on us, but make our yoke lighter. Tell them, my little finger is thicker than my father's waist. 11 My father laid
What does
on
that
you a
mean?
heavy yoke, I will make it even heavier. My father scourged you with whips,
I will scourge you with He's
scorpions.
meaner? Rehoboam's evil?
12 3 days later Jeroboam and all the people returned
Can we be
to
chill for like 30
Rehoboam,
seconds?
as the king had said, come back to me in 3 days. 13 The king answered the people harshly, rejecting the advice given him by the elders.
So Rehoboam sucks.
14 He followed the advice of the young men and said,
Okay.
My father made your yoke heavy, I will make it even heavier. My father scourged you with whips, I will scourge you with scorpions. 15 So the king did not
Why is
listen to
he
the people,
evil?
for this turn of events was from the Lord, to fulfill the word the Lord had spoken to Jeroboam son of Nebat through a heat.
Can we get like a not evil guy for once?
16 When all Israel saw that the king
I miss
refused to
David.
listen
David
to
did a
them,
pretty good job,
they
though he
answered
was
the
very
king, What
much a
share do we
warlord.
have in David, what part in Jesse's son? To your tents, O Israel. Look after your own house, O David. So the Israelites went home. 17
Ooh, this
But
is
as for the
ABS.
Israelites who
Terrible
were
smell.
living in the towns of Judah, Rehoboam still ruled over them. 18 King Rehoboam sent out Adoniram, who was in charge of forced labor, but all Israel stoned him to
I like
death.
how the Bible says forced labor
King
instead of
Rehoboam,
slavery. I think they're
however,
like really trying to
managed
make
get
it sound
into
less
his chariot
terrible.
and escaped to Jerusalem. 19 So Israel has been in rebellion against the house of David to this
Hey,
day.
Andrea.
20 When all the Israelites heard that Jeroboam had returned, they sent and called him to the assembly and made him king over all Israel. Only the tribe of Judah remained loyal to the house of David.
Oh, the ABS is not a
21
good smell.
When Rehoboam arrived in Jerusalem, he mustered the whole house of Judah and the tribe of Benjamin 180,000 fighting men to make
How am
war
I? I'm
against
good.
the house of Israel and to regain
Stomach
the
still
kingdom for
hurts, but I'll
Rehoboam son
survive.
of Solomon. 22 But this word of God came to Shemaiah the man of God. 23 Say to Rehoboam son of Solomon king of Judah, to the whole house of Judah and Benjamin, and to the rest of the people. 24 This is what the Lord says, do not go up to fight against your brothers, the Israelites. Go home, every one of you, for this is my doing. So they obeyed.
Okay, one sec. I'm gonna make sure this is perfect. I'm gonna do it. So they obeyed what? Why has it stopped? What does that mean? Oh, I have to get my mouse now. I don't know why Microsoft Edge still does this. Oh, never mind. Oh. Wait, what? Microsoft Edge, what are you doing? Stop this. Cease.
Then
Okay.
Jeroboam fortified Shechem in the hill country of Ephraim and lived there.
I gotta be honest, these names are all very funny to me.
He went out and built up Peniel.
Again, I've just thought so hard about how, like,
thought to himself, the kingdom will now likely revert to the house of David. 27 If these people go up to offer sacrifices at the temple of the Lord in Jerusalem, they will again give their allegiance to their Lord, Rehoboam king of Judah. They will kill me and return to King Rehoboam. 28 After seeking advice, the king made 2 golden calves. He said to the people, it is too much for you to go up to Jerusalem. Here are your gods, O Israel, who brought you up out of Egypt. 29 One he set up in Bethel, and the other in Dan. 30 And this thing became a sin, the people went even as far as Dan to worship the one there. 31 Jeroboam built shrines on high places and appointed priests from all sorts of people, even though they were not Levites. 32 He instituted a festival on the 15th day of the 8th month,
he put forward
like
priests
the
that
festival
aren't
held in Judah, and
of the
offered
same ethnicity. Is
sacrifices
God
on
going to
the
be
altar.
angry about that or no?
This he did in Bethel,
I'm just saying,
sacrificing to the calves
God tends to
he
be
had
angry
made.
about most things.
And at Bethel he also installed priests at the high places he had made. 33 On the 15th day of the 8th month, a month of his own choosing, he offered sacrifices on the altar he had built at Bethel. So he instituted the festival for the Israelites and went up to the altar to make offerings. 13 By the word of the Lord a man of God came from Judah to Bethel, as Jeroboam was standing by the altar to make an offering. 2 He cried out against the altar by the word of the Lord, O altar, altar. This is what the Lord says, a son named Josiah will be born to the house of David.
Okay,
On
and
you
what
he will
about him?
sacrifice the priests of the high places who now make offerings here, and human bones will be burned on you.
Oh, Josiah's bad.
3. That same day the man of God gave a sign. This is the sign the Lord has declared. The altar will be split apart and the ashes on it will
Whoa,
be poured
Josiah's
out.
going to be a villain character.
For when King Jeroboam
We haven't
heard
had
what
one of
the
those in a
man of
while.
God cried out against the altar at Bethel, he stretched out his hand from the altar and said,
Seize
"Seize
him?
him." But the hand
What
he
if he's just
stretched
a
out
seer,
toward
though?
the man
Wait,
shriveled
maybe
up,
he's
so
saying
that
this
he
in
could
a
not pull
as
it
like a
back.
threat. He's not saying it as a
5.
warning?
Also, the altar was split apart and its ashes poured out according to the sign given by the man of God by the word of the Lord.
Oh, jeez.
6. Then the king said to the man of God, "Intercede with the Lord your God and pray for me that my hand may be restored." So the man of God interceded with the Lord, and the king's hand was restored and became as it was before. 7. The king said to the man of God, "Come home with me and have something to eat, and I will give you a gift." 8. But the man of God answered the king, "Even if
Okay,
you
hit
were
the
to
mic,
give
I'm
me
so
half your
sorry.
possessions, I would not go with you, nor would I eat bread or drink water here. 9. For I was commanded by the word of the Lord, you must not eat bread or drink water or return by the way you came. 10. So he took another road and did not return by the way he had come to Bethel. 11. Now there was a certain old prophet living in Bethel, whose sons came and told
Oh
him
my
all
God,
that the
I
man of
keep
God
hitting
had
the
done there
mic.
that day. They also told their father what he had said to the king.
Wow, okay. I'm
12.
terrible
Their
today, aren't
father
I?
asked them, "Which way did he go?"
Jesus.
And his sons showed him which road the man of God from Judah had taken.
All of my stuff is falling
13.
apart.
So he said to his sons, "Saddle the donkey for me." And when they had saddled the donkey for him, he mounted it.
I'm just destroying everything today, aren't I? What the heck?
14. And rode after the man of God. He found him sitting under an oak tree and asked, "Are you the man of God who came from Judah?" "I am," he replied. 15. So the prophet said to him, "Come home with me and eat." 16. The man of God said, "I cannot turn back and go with you, nor can I eat bread or drink water with you in this place." 17. I have been told by the word of the Lord, you must not eat bread or drink water there or return by the way you came. 18. The old prophet answered, "I too am a prophet, as you are. And an angel said to me by the word of the Lord, bring him back
Was
with
he
you to
lying?
your house so that he may eat bread and drink
Oh,
water."
he was lying. Yeah, for sure.
But he
Okay.
was lying to him.
If an
19.
angel
So
appeared, the
man of
Bible would have
God
mentioned it. The
returned with him
Bible
and ate and drank in his
very
house.
clear about that every time.
20. While they were sitting at the table, the word of the
Okay,
Lord
this is
came
just
to the
falling
old
apart.
prophet who had brought him back.
Whatever, microphone. Microsoft
21.
Edge,
He
what are we
cried
doing?
out to the
Okay.
man of God who had come
I need to
from
drink more
Judah,
water before I
"This
work
is
out.
what the Lord says, you have defied the word of the Lord and have not kept the command the Lord your God gave you." 22. You came back and ate bread and drank water in the place where he told you not to eat or drink. Therefore your body will not be buried in the tomb of your fathers. 23. When the man of God had finished eating and drinking, the prophet who had brought him back saddled his donkey for him. 24. As he went on his way, a lion met him on the road and killed him, and his body was thrown down on the road, with both the donkey and the lion standing beside it.
So instead of trusting God, he trusted a man,
25.
and that
Some
was his
people who
punishment?
passed
That's what
by
he deserved
saw the
wrong?
body thrown down there, with the lion standing beside the body, and they went and reported it in the city
I
where
was
the old
Googling
prophet lived.
that, like,
26. When the prophet
the
who had
Bible
brought
is
him
super
back from his
full of,
journey
like,
heard of it, he said,
lions and
"It is the man of
animals.
God who defied the word of the Lord."
But the article inferred
The
that
Lord has
these
given him over to
regions
the lion,
where the
which
Bible
has
is
mauled
set
him and
are
killed
so
him,
arid
as
that
the
that
word of
really
the
wouldn't
Lord
have
had warned
happened.
him.
And I didn't know if that
27.
was
The
like
prophet said to his sons,
the Middle East is
"Saddle
just
the
one big
donkey for
desert
me,"
propaganda,
and they did so.
or that's literally true and there
28.
weren't
Then he
lions
went out
in
and
what is
found the
modern day
body thrown
Palestine
down on the road,
and
with
like the
donkey
surrounding
and the
areas.
lion standing beside it. The lion had
I don't
neither
know.
eaten the body nor mauled the donkey. 29.
Again,
So
there
the
was a
prophet
lot of
picked up the
healthy
body of the man of
commentary and
God,
acknowledging
laid it
that,
on the
like,
donkey, and brought it back to his own city to mourn
this is
for
a
him and
document
bury
that was
him.
written for
30. Then he laid the body in his
a
own
culture
tomb,
of the Middle
and they
East that
mourned
is
over
being
him and
adopted by
said,
a bunch of
"Oh,
random white
my
people
brother."
in the US.
31. After burying him, he said to his sons, "When I die, bury me in the grave where the man of God is buried, lay my bones beside his bones." 32 For the message he declared by the word of the Lord against the altar in Bethel and against all the shrines on the high places in the towns of Samaria will certainly come true. 33 Even after this, Jeroboam did
it's a
not
cycle
change
to make
his
this
evil
happen.
ways, but once more appointed priests for the high places from all sorts of people.
Okay, he did not use
Anyone who
Israelites as
wanted to become
priests,
a
and that was
priest
bad.
consecrated for the high
Okay.
places.
That was one of his main sins, other than being
34
a
This was the
dick.
sin of the house of Jeroboam that led to its downfall and to its destruction from the face of the earth.
Oh, this is an origin story for why this
14 At
alleged
that
house
time
that might have
Abijah's
existed
son
in
of
history doesn't exist anymore.
Jeroboam became ill. 2 And Jeroboam said to his wife, Go, disguise yourself, so you won't be recognized as the wife of Jeroboam.
I think this thing's ready.
Then go to Shiloh. Ahijah the prophet is there, the one who told me I would be king over this people.
Okay, light time.
3 Take 10 loaves of bread with you, some cakes and a jar of honey, and go to him. He will tell you what will happen to the boy. For so Jeroboam's wife did what he said and went to Ahijah's house in Shiloh. Now Ahijah could not see, his sight was gone because of his age. 5 But the Lord had told Ahijah, Jeroboam's wife is coming to ask you about her son, for he is ill, and you are to give her such and such an answer. When she arrives, she will pretend to be someone else.
All right, one thing dealt with.
6 So when Ahijah heard the sound of her footsteps at the door, he said, Come in, wife of Jeroboam. Why this
Now I
pretense?
can stretch and start exercising
I
for
have
the
been
day.
sent to you with bad news. 7 Go, tell Jeroboam that this is what the Lord, the God of Israel,
Actually,
says.
I think I might
raised you up
back
from
up
among the people and made you a leader
first.
over my people Israel.
think
8
that's what I'm
tore
gonna
the
do.
kingdom away from the house of David and gave it to you, but you have not been like my servant David, who kept my commands and followed me
Oh,
with all
no.
his heart, doing only what was right
It's a lot
in
of
my
running
eyes.
around.
9 You
I
have
don't think
done
I'll be able
more
to
evil
focus
than
while I
all
do
who
it.
lived before you. You have made for yourself other
No, I
gods,
should still do it, though.
idols made of metal. You have provoked me to anger
Okay,
and
I'm gonna
thrust
slow
me
it down
behind your
because
back.
while I am doing stuff,
10
my
inch
comprehension is
because
gonna
of
go
this,
down.
I am going to bring disaster on the house of Jeroboam. I will cut off from Jeroboam every last male in Israel, slave or free. I will burn up the house of Jeroboam as one burns dung, until it is all gone. 11 Dogs will eat those belonging to Jeroboam who die in the city.
Okay, we're
and the birds of
genociding
the air
the
will
house
feed
of
on those
Jeroboam.
who die
Got
in
it.
the country. The Lord has
I
spoken.
love that for you, Bible.
12 inches.
Wow,
Go back
Microsoft Edge
home.
has been a little weird today. I wonder why.
Home. When you set foot in your city, the boy will die. 13 All Israel will mourn for him and bury him. He is the only one belonging to Jeroboam who will be buried, because he is the only one in the house of Jeroboam in whom the Lord, the God of Israel, has found anything good. 14 The Lord will raise up for himself a king over Israel who will cut off the family of Jeroboam. This is the day. What? Yes, even now. 15 And the Lord will strike Israel, so that it will be like a reed swaying in the water. He will uproot Israel from this good land that he gave to their forefathers and scatter them beyond the river, because they provoked the Lord to anger by making Asherah poles. 16 And he will give Israel up because of the sins Jeroboam has committed and has caused Israel to commit. 17 Then Jeroboam's wife got up and left and went to Tirzah. As soon as she stepped over the threshold of the house, the boy died. They buried him, and all Israel mourned for him, as the Lord had said through his servant the prophet Ahijah. 19 The other events of Jeroboam's reign, his wars, and how he ruled, are written in the book of the annals of the kings of Israel. 20 He reigned for 22 years and then rested with his fathers. And Nadab his son succeeded him as king. 21 Rehoboam son of Solomon was king in Judah. He was 41 years old when he became king, and he reigned 17 years in Jerusalem, the city the Lord had chosen out of all the tribes of Israel in which to put his name. His mother's name was Naamah, she was an Ammonite. 22 Judah did evil in the eyes of the Lord. By the sins they committed they stirred up his jealous anger more than their fathers had done. 23 They also set up for themselves high places, sacred stones, and Asherah poles on every high hill and under every spreading tree.
Yeah, let me see if I can remember to share this.
In the land. The people engaged in all the detestable practices of the nations
After
the
I
Lord
watch your
had
video.
driven out before
Okay,
the
Stabby Crabby.
Israelites.
Have fun.
25 inches the 5th year of King Rehoboam, Shishak king of Egypt attacked Jerusalem. 26 He carried off the treasures of the temple of the Lord and the treasures of the royal palace. He took everything, including all the gold shields Solomon had made. 27 So
Solomon!
King Rehoboam made bronze
Solomon
shields to
the
replace
wise.
them and assigned these to the commanders of
Okay,
the
I'm
guard.
sorry, who died? I'm like, I got general stuff. We're more conflict stuff going on. High places, sacred stones, and Asherah poles. Okay, yeah. They're practicing other gods. God hates that. Male shrine prostitutes in the land. Now, is that based or not based? I could write a whole video essay on whether or not that's based or not. I don't have a fully formed opinion of the correct kind. I'm like into sex liberation. I believe that like people should have complete and total autonomy to do what they want with their bodies to like a radical degree, to do whatever you want with your bodies. But prostitution, as we all know, and the porn industry, all of these things, the sex industry, let's just call it that, the sex industry, and not like the cool, healthy sex industry, the bad, like the exploitative one. The sex industry is dead ass evil. And prostitution almost always infers a power structure and a person kind of being owned and like used as a prostitute. But the idea of like being an autonomous, independent sex worker, like a unionized sex worker, that sounds great. That sounds like, fuck it. Male strippers, cool. That's base. Like, go for it. But the fact that they emphasized there were even male prostitutes. Oh, okay. Yeah, I get it. That's even worse because that's terrible. Okay, interesting. Did not think I gotta be honest, did not think male prostitutes would make an appearance in the Bible. That's just what caught me off guard.
25 the 5th year of King Rehoboam, Shishak king of Egypt attacked Jerusalem.
Okay, I'm gonna slow it down a little bit.
26
I'm gonna do my stretches and work out, and then I'm gonna see if I can think clearly enough to start clean. No, I'm gonna clean first. So I'm gonna change the perspective of the camera to be wider. You guys don't need to see me, but like I'm gonna make it so you can kind of generally see the room while I'm running around organizing things. I'll keep the mic here. I'll just have to shout into it, unless I can trick OBS into letting me use my headphones and their terrible microphone. No, it never works. I think I like have it turned off or something. Like I have it turned off deeper in the Windows settings. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna get some things organized, do some chores in this room, but I can still hear through my headphones, and I will provide commentary when I think of it, essentially. How do I restart? There we go. Start.
26 He carried off the treasures of the temple of the Lord
It's
and
pretty
the
slow.
treasures of the royal palace.
Yeah, whatever.
He took
Oh, by the way,
everything,
the reason I'm doing
including
chores
all
is
the
because I'm
gold
moving
shields Solomon
soon.
had
I
made.
need to get the house ready to move. That's what's going on. I'm
27
packing.
So King Rehoboam made bronze shields to replace them and assigned these to the commanders of the guard on duty at the entrance to the royal palace. 28 Whenever the king
royal
went to
palace.
the Lord's temple, the guards bore the shields, and afterward they returned them to the guardroom.
Okay.
29 As for the other events of Rehoboam's reign, and all he did, are they not written in the book of the annals of the kings of Judah? 30 There was continual warfare between Rehoboam and Jeroboam.
Rehoboam and Jeroboam hate each other. Got it.
31 And Rehoboam rested with his fathers and was buried with them in the city of David. His mother's name was Naamah. She was an Ammonite.
Nehemiah?
And
No.
Abijah his son succeeded him
Naamah.
as king. 15 inches the 18th year of the reign of Jeroboam son
Okay, I
of
have an idea.
Nebat.
I have an idea.
Abijah became king of Judah.
Let me turn this into
2 And he reigned in Jerusalem 3 years. His mother's name was Maacah, daughter of Abishalom.
Maacah.
3
Oh.
He committed all the sins his father
Like
had
Micah.
done before him. His heart was not fully devoted to the Lord his God, as the heart of David his forefather had been. For nevertheless, for David's sake the Lord his God gave him a lamp in Jerusalem by raising up a son to succeed him and by making Jerusalem strong. 5 For David had done what was right in the eyes of the Lord and had not failed to keep any of the Lord's commands all the days of his life except in the case of Uriah the Hittite. 6 There was war between Rehoboam and Jeroboam throughout Abijah's lifetime. 7 As for the other events of Abijah's reign, and all he did, are they not written in the book of the annals of the kings of Judah? There was war between Abijah and Jeroboam. 8 And Abijah rested with his fathers and was buried in the city of David. And Asa his son succeeded him as king. 9 Inches the 20th year of Jeroboam king of Israel, Asa became king of Judah. 10 And he reigned in Jerusalem 41 years. His grandmother's name was Maacah, daughter of Abishalom. 11 Asa did what was right in the eyes of the Lord, as his father David had done. 12 He expelled the male shrine prostitutes from the land and got rid of all the idols
the
his
male shrine
fathers
prostitutes.
had made.
They're so important to the narrative.
13 He even deposed his
Amen.
grandmother
Should we
Maacah from her
notice, brother, may
position
God
as
be with you
queen
on this
mother,
journey.
because
Take
she
place
had made a
the wickedness of the
repulsive
world.
Asherah pole.
Okay.
Asa cut the pole down and burned it in the Kidron Valley. 14 Although he did not remove the high places, Asa's heart was fully committed to the Lord all his life. 15 He brought into the temple of the Lord the silver and gold and the articles that he and his father had dedicated. 16 There was war between Asa and Baasha king of Israel throughout their reigns. 17 Baasha king of Israel went up against Judah and fortified Ramah to prevent anyone from leaving or entering the territory of Asa king of Judah. 18 Asa then took all the silver and gold that was left in the treasuries of the Lord's temple and of his own palace. He entrusted it to his officials and sent them to Ben-Hadad son of Taberman, the son of Hezion, the king of Aram, who was ruling in Damascus. 19 Let there be a treaty between me and you, he said, as there was between my father and your father.
I'm going to mute the mic for a sec because I'm vacuuming something.
I am sending you a gift of silver and gold.
No mic.
Now break your treaty with Baasha king of Israel so he will withdraw from me. 20 Ben-Hadad agreed with King Asa and sent the commanders of his forces against the towns of Israel. He conquered Ijon, Dan, Abel-Beth-Maacah and all Kinnereth in addition to Naphtali. 21 When Baasha heard this, he stopped building Ramah and withdrew to Tirzah. 22 Then King Asa issued an order to all Judah. No one was exempt, and they carried away from Ramah the stones and timber Baasha had been using there. With them King Asa built up Geba in Benjamin, and also Mizpah. 23 As for all the other events of Asa's reign, all his achievements, all he did and the cities he built, are they not written in the book of the annals of the kings of Judah? In his old age, however, his feet became diseased. 24 Then Asa rested with his fathers and was buried with them in the city of his father David. And Jehoshaphat his son succeeded him as king. 25 Nadab son of Jeroboam became king of Israel in the 2nd year of Asa king of Judah, and he reigned over Israel 2 years. 26 He did evil in the eyes of the Lord, walking in the ways of his father and in his sin, which he had caused Israel to commit. 27 Baasha son of Ahijah of the house of Issachar plotted against him, and he struck him down at Gibbethon, a Philistine town, while Nadab and all Israel were besieging it. 28 Baasha killed Nadab in the 3rd year of Asa king of Judah and succeeded him as king. 29 As soon as he began to reign, he killed Jeroboam's whole family. He did not leave Jeroboam anyone that breathed, but destroyed them all, according to the word of the Lord given through his servant Ahijah the Shilonite. 30 Because of the sins Jeroboam had committed and had caused Israel to commit, and because he provoked the Lord, the God of Israel, to anger. 31 As for the
I'm
other
realizing
events
that
of
the
Nadab's
book
reign,
of Kings
and all he did,
is mostly
are
about
they not
kings
written in the book of the annals
succeeding
of the
one
kings
another
of
again and again
Israel?
and again and again.
32
Big
There was
reveal.
war between Asa and Baasha king of Israel throughout their reigns. 33 inches the 3rd year of Asa king of Judah, Baasha son of Ahijah became king of all Israel in Tirzah, and he reigned 24 years. 34 He did evil in the eyes of the Lord, walking in the ways of Jeroboam and in his sin, which he had caused Israel to commit. 16 Then the word of the Lord came to Jehu son of Hanani against Baasha. 2 Inch I lifted you up from the dust and made you leader of my people Israel, but you walked in the ways of Jeroboam and caused my people Israel to sin and to provoke me to anger by their sins.
So Jeroboam doesn't exist anymore, essentially. Like, that whole house is gone. What was the other house that was taken away towards the beginning of the Bible? Like,
3
during like the
So I
Moses
am
and
about to
Abraham era?
consume Baasha and his house, and I will make your house like that of Jeroboam son of Nebat. For dogs will eat those belonging to Baasha who die in the city, and the birds of the air will feed on those who die in the country. 5 As for the other events of Baasha's reign, what he did and his achievements, are they not written in the book of the annals of the kings of Israel?
Packing tech away.
6 Baasha
Specifically
rested with
technology
his
away.
fathers and was buried in Tirzah. And Elah his son succeeded him as king. 7 Moreover, the word of the Lord came through the prophet Jehu son of Hanani to Baasha and his house, because of all the evil he had done in the eyes of the Lord, provoking him to anger by the things he did, and becoming like the house of Jeroboam, and also because he destroyed it. 8 Inches the 26th year of Asa king of Judah, Elah son of Baasha became king of Israel, and he reigned in Tirzah 2 years. 9 Zimri, one of his officials, who had command of half his chariots, plotted against him. Elah was in Tirzah at the time, getting drunk in the home of Arza, the man in charge of the palace at Tirzah. 10 Zimri came in, struck him down and killed him in the 27th year of Asa king of Judah.
He killed him?
Then he succeeded him as king.
Oh, other king succession. Okay.
11 As soon as he began
I'm
to
noticing a
reign
pattern.
and was seated on the throne, he killed off Baasha's whole family. He did not spare a single male, whether relative or friend.
There goes that.
12 So Zimri destroyed the whole family of Baasha, in accordance with the word of the Lord spoken against Baasha through the prophet Jehu. 13 Because of all the sins Baasha and his son Elah had committed and had caused Israel to commit, so that they provoked the Lord, the God of Israel, to anger by their worthless idols. 14 As for the other events of Elah's reign, and all he did, are they not written in the book of the annals of the kings of Israel?
This isn't worth keeping
15 inches The 27th year of Asa king of Judah, Zimri reigned in Tirzah 7 days.
Okay, so these kings
The
do not
army
last
was
long.
encamped near Gibbethon, a Philistine town. 16 When the Israelites in the camp heard that Zimri had plotted against the king and murdered him, they proclaimed Omri, the commander of the army, king over Israel that very day there in the camp. 17 Then Omri and all the Israelites with him withdrew from Gibbethon and laid siege to Tirzah. 18 When Zimri saw that the city was taken, he went into the citadel of the royal palace and set the palace on fire around him.
We're setting the palace on fire.
So he died.
What?
19 Because of the sins he had committed, doing evil in the eyes of the Lord and walking in the ways of Jeroboam and in the sin he had committed and had caused Israel to commit. 20 As for the other events of Zimri's reign, and the rebellion he carried out, are they not written in the book of the annals of the kings of Israel? 21 Then the people of Israel were split into 2 factions, half supported Tibni son of Ginnath for king, and the other half supported Omri. 22 But Omri's followers proved stronger than those of Tibni son of Ginnath. So Tibni died and Omri became king.
Died? Why do they keep killing each other?
23 inches The 31st year of Asa king of Judah,
They gotta calm down on that.
became king of Israel, and he reigned 12 years,
That should
6
be
of them in
shouldn't I?
Tirzah. 24 He bought the hill of
I'll put it in the
Samaria
dishwasher.
from Shemer for 2 talents of silver and built a city on the hill.
Oh, I remember what a
calling
talent
it
is. It's like a round
Samaria,
thing.
after Shemer, the name of the former owner of the hill. 25 But Omri did evil in the eyes
Starting to think
of
I
the
might own
Lord
too much
and sinned
technology
more
stuff.
than all those before him.
The slight.
26 He walked in all the ways of Jeroboam son of Nebat and in his sin, which he had caused Israel to commit,
How about we
so that
stop
they
copying
provoked the Lord,
Jeroboam?
the God of Israel, to anger by their worthless
How about we just do the
idols.
exact opposite of whatever he did?
27 As for the other events of Omri's
The
reign,
Bible doesn't use the
what he
word
did
evil
and
often.
the things he achieved,
Like it
are
hesitates.
they not written in the
on that
book
word.
of the annals of the kings of Israel? 28 Omri rested with his fathers and was buried in Samaria. And Ahab his son succeeded him as king.
Ahab, like
29
from
inches
the whale?
The 38th year of Asa king of Judah,
Captain Ahab?
Ahab son of Omri became king of Israel, and he reigned in Samaria over Israel 22 years. 30 Ahab son of Omri did more evil in the eyes of the Lord than any of those before him.
Ahab is worse?
31 He not only considered it trivial to commit the sins of Jeroboam son of Nebat, but he also married Jezebel daughter of Ethbaal king of the Sidonians.
The origin of the term
and began
Jezebel?
to serve Baal and worship him.
Baal! Baal!
32 He set
What
up
is
an
going
altar
on?
for Baal in the temple of Baal.
The Bible's
that he
going
built
full
in
evil right
Samaria.
now.
33 Ahab also made an Asherah pole and did more to provoke the Lord, the God of Israel, to anger than did all the kings of Israel before him.
Holy shit. All of them?
34 inches Ahab's time.
How evil is
Hill
this
of
guy?
Bethel rebuilt Jericho. He laid its foundations at the cost of his firstborn son Abram, and he set up its gates at the cost of his youngest son
Segub,
in accordance with the word of the
spoken by
Lord
Joshua,
spoken
son of
by
Nun.
Joshua
Oh, I remember
son
that,
of
Joshua.
Nun. 17 Now Elijah the Tishbite, from
Bro, what is a Tishbite?
Tishbe
Stop
in
making up
Gilead,
words.
said to Ahab, As the Lord, the God of Israel, lives, whom I serve, there will be neither dew nor rain in the next few years.
No rain
except
for
at my
years?
word.
You're just gonna kill everyone, God.
To
Like, come
them
on.
the word of the Lord came
Your goal is
to
to kill everyone
Elijah.
at that point.
3-inch leave here, turn eastward, and hide in the Korath ravine, east of the Jordan. For you will drink from the brook, and I have ordered the ravens to feed you there. 5 So he did what the Lord had told him. He went to the Korath ravine, east of the Jordan, and stayed there. 6 The ravens brought him bread and meat in the morning and bread and meat in the evening, and he drank from the brook. 7 Some time later the brook dried up because there had been no rain in the land. 8 Then the word of the Lord came to him. 9-inch Go at once to Zarephath of Sidon and stay there. I have commanded a widow in that place to supply you with food. 10 So he went to Zarephath. When he came to the town gate, a widow was there gathering sticks. He called to her and
I'm not
asked,
sure what to do with this.
Would you bring me a little water in a jar so I may have a drink? 11 As she was going to get it, he called, And bring me, please, a piece of bread. 12-inch As surely as the Lord your God lives, she replied, I don't have any bread, only a handful of flour in a jar and a little oil in a jug. I am gathering a few sticks to take home and make a meal for myself and my son, that we may eat it and die. 13 Elijah said to her, Don't be afraid. Go home and do as you have said.
Okay,
But
Elijah is
first
officially
make a
main
small
character now.
cake of bread for me from what you have and bring it to me, and then make something for yourself and your son. 14 For this is what the Lord, the God of Israel, says, The jar of flour will not be used up and the jug of oil will not run dry until the day the Lord gives rain on the land. 15 She went away and did as Elijah had told her. So there was food every day for Elijah and for the woman and her family. 16 For the jar of flour was not used up and the jug of oil did not run dry.
Oh, that's most of the
in
main
keeping with
here.
the word of the Lord spoken by Elijah.
I'm starting to think I own a little too much.
17 Sometime later the son of the woman who owned the house became ill. He grew worse and finally stopped breathing. 18 She said to Elijah, What do you have against me, man of God? Did you come to remind me of my sin and kill my son? 19-inch Give me your son, Elijah replied. He took him from her arms, carried him to the upper room where he was staying, and laid him on his bed. 20 Then he cried out to the Lord, O Lord my God, have you brought tragedy also upon this widow I am staying with, by causing her son to die? 21 Then he stretched himself out on the boy 3 times and cried to the Lord, O Lord my God, let this boy's life return to him.
That's not a thing in the Bible. Can we do that?
22 The Lord heard Elijah's cry,
Return to him!
and the boy's life returned
God can
to
bring
him,
people back from
and
the
he
dead!
lived.
Oh, maybe he
23
stopped breathing
Elijah picked
and
up
wasn't
the
technically
child
all the way
and
dead yet.
carried him down from the room into the house.
What?
He gave him to his mother and said, Look, your son is alive. 24 Then the woman said to Elijah, Now I know that you are a man of God and that the word of the Lord from your mouth is the truth. 18 After a long time, in the 3rd year, The word of the Lord came to Elijah, "Go and present
more tech.
yourself to Ahab, and I will send rain on the land."
You should really go with my camera
2
here.
So Elijah went to present himself to Ahab. Now the famine was severe in Samaria. 3 And Ahab had summoned Obadiah, who was in charge of his palace.
Obadiah, huh?
Obadiah was a devout believer in the Lord. For while Jezebel was killing off the Lord's prophets, Obadiah had taken 100 prophets and hidden them in 2 caves, 50 in each, and had supplied them with food and water. 5 Ahab had said to Obadiah, "Go through the land to all the springs and valleys. Maybe we can find some grass to keep the horses and mules alive so we will not have to kill any of our animals." 6 So they divided the land they were to cover, Ahab going in one direction and Obadiah in another. 7 As Obadiah was walking along, Elijah met him. Obadiah recognized him, bowed down to the ground, and said, "Is it really you, my lord Elijah?" 8 Yes, he replied. "Go tell your master, Elijah is here." 9 What have I done wrong, asked Obadiah, that you are handing your servant over to Ahab to be put to death?
So Ahab's
10
genuinely
As
evil.
surely as the Lord your God
I'm picking up on
lives,
that.
there is not a nation or kingdom where my master has not sent
Where should I
someone
put
to
this?
look for you. And whenever a nation or kingdom claimed you
I
were
don't have a
not
good place to
there,
put this at all.
he made them swear they could not find you. 11 But now you tell me to go to my master and say, Elijah is here. 12 I don't know where the Spirit of the Lord may carry you when I leave you. If I go and tell Ahab and he doesn't find you, he will kill me. Yet I your servant have worshipped the Lord since my youth. 13 You heard, my Lord, what I did while Jezebel was killing the prophets of the Lord. I hid 100 of the Lord's prophets in 2 caves, 50 in each, and supplied them with food and water. 14 And now you tell me to go to my master and say, Elijah is here. He will kill me. 15 Elijah said, As the Lord Almighty lives, whom I serve, I will surely present myself to Ahab today. 16 So Obadiah went to meet Ahab and told him, and Ahab went to meet Elijah. 17 When he saw Elijah, he
What do I
said
do
to
with this
him,
thing?
Is that you,
So
you
that I don't lose
troubler
it.
of Israel? 18 I have not made trouble for Israel, Elijah replied. But you and your father's family have. You have abandoned the Lord's commands and have followed the Baals.
Baal.
19 Now summon the
you.
people from all over Israel to meet me on Mount Carmel. And bring the 450 prophets of Baal and the 400 prophets of Asherah, who eat at Jezebel's table. 20 So Ahab sent word throughout all Israel and assembled the prophets on Mount Carmel.
To get things
21
packed away
Elijah
at this
went
point.
before the people
I guess I'll
and
clean out my
said,
desk.
How long will you waver between
Wait, there's
two
all kinds of crap in here.
opinions? If the Lord is God, follow him. But if Baal is
I remember
God,
what these are for,
follow
but it's not
him.
very important or useful.
But the people said nothing. 22
Random
Then
tiny
Elijah
stuff. I
said
don't know
to
what to do with
them,
random
I
tiny
am
stuff.
the only one of the Lord's prophets left, but Baal has 450 prophets. 23 Get 2 bulls for us. Let them choose one for themselves, and let them cut it into pieces and put it on the wood but not set fire to it. I will prepare the other bull and put it on the wood but not set fire to it. 24 Then you call on the name of your God, and I will call on the name of the Lord. The God who answers by fire, he is God. Then all the people said, "What you say is good."
That seems useful.
25 Elijah said to the prophets of Baal, "Choose one of the bulls and prepare it first, since there
Toothbrush,
are
I don't know
so many
why.
of
Where do
you.
these things come from?
Call on the name of your God, but do not light the fire." 26 So they took the bull given them and prepared it.
Cable.
Then they called on the name of Baal from morning till noon. "O Baal, answer us," they shouted. But there was no response.
Ball like Balrog
No
or
one
like
answered.
Baal?
And they danced around the
we
altar
talking
they
about?
had made.
Know what I mean?
27 At noon Elijah began to
Who are we
taunt
talking
them.
about?
"Shout louder," he said. "Surely he is a god. Perhaps he is deep in thought, or busy, or traveling. Maybe he is sleeping and must be awakened." 28 So they shouted louder and slashed themselves with swords and spears, as was their custom, until their blood flowed.
Just go to a meeting. I might be back later.
29
Have fun at the meeting.
Midday passed, and they continued their frantic prophesying until the time for the evening sacrifice. But there was no response, no one answered, no one paid attention. 30 Then Elijah said to all the people, "Come here to me."
Trash.
They came to him, and he repaired the altar of the Lord, which was in ruins.
Glasses.
31 Elijah took 12
What is
stones,
in here?
one for each of the tribes descended from Jacob, to whom the word of the Lord had come, saying, "Your name shall be Israel." 32 With the stones he built an altar in the name of the Lord, and he dug a trench.
A trench.
Around it large enough to hold 2 seahs of seed.
Seah.
33 He arranged the wood,
What does that mean in this
cut the
context?
bull into pieces and laid it on the wood. Then he said to them, "Fill 4 large jars with water and pour it on the offering and on the wood." 34 Do it again, he said, and they did it
Do it
again.
a third time. The water ran down the altar.
Do it a third time,
and filled
he
the
ordered,
trench.
and they did it the third time. 35 The
okay, I'm gonna do
water
something
ran
fucked up.
down
Yes, I know Jezebel killed all the other prophets, but I want more context on the Jezebel story. Because, I mean, that name and the story behind it is... it's striking to me. Okay. Yeah, I want to know more about Jezebel. Was Jezebel Ahab's wife, right? Daughter of Ethbal, king. Oh, Jezebel's the, heir to a non-Israelite group that is heretical. Wow, so she stays in the story for a while. Where were we? I didn't look at where we were before I did that, and I've kind of ruined it now. I'm gonna have to go back and stream. Who eat at Jezebel's table? Oh, I'm there. Did I just happen to guess it, like, perfectly? And they did it the third time. The water ran around the altar. Oh my god, come on. The water ran... Nope. The water... Oh my god, I think like Microsoft Edge is about to crash or something. It is freaking out that much. Completely lost the page. Okay, here we go. So what page are we on now? 545. Okay. Alright, so Jezebel's a priestess. Well, she's kind of like a princess from a non-Israelite culture. She's heretical. She is just a bad woman, I guess. I thought there was something about her being like a cheating woman or something.
Around the altar and
I guess I don't
even
remember.
filled the trench. 36 At the time of sacrifice, the prophet Elijah stepped forward and prayed, O Lord, God of Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, let it be known today that you are God in Israel and that I am your servant and have done all these things at your command. 37 Answer me, O Lord, answer me, so these people will know that you, O Lord, are God, and that you are turning their hearts back again. 38 Then the fire of the Lord fell and burned up the sacrifice, the wood, the stones, and the soil, and also licked up the water in the trench. 39 When all the people saw this, they fell prostrate and cried, The Lord, He is God. The Lord, He is God. 40 Then Elijah commanded them, Seize the prophets of Baal. Don't let anyone get away. They seized them, and Elijah had them brought down to the Kishon Valley and slaughtered there. 41 And Elijah said to Ahab, Go, eat and drink, for there is the sound of a heavy rain. 42 So Ahab went off to eat and drink, but Elijah climbed to the top of Carmel, bent down to the ground and put his face between his knees. 43 Go and look toward the sea, he told his servant. And he went up and looked. There is nothing there, he said. 7 times Elijah said, Go back. 44 The seventh time the servant reported, A cloud as small as a man's hand is rising from the sea. So Elijah said, Go and tell Ahab, hitch up your chariot and go down before the rain stops you. 45 Meanwhile, the sky grew black with clouds, the wind rose, a heavy rain came on and Ahab rode off to Jezreel. 46 The power of the Lord came upon Elijah and, tucking his cloak into his belt, he ran ahead of Ahab all the way to Jezreel. 19 Now Ahab told Jezebel everything Elijah had done and how he had killed all the prophets with the sword. 2 So Jezebel sent a messenger to Elijah to say, May the gods deal with me, be it ever so severely, if by this time tomorrow I do not make your life like that of one of them. 3 Elijah was afraid and ran for his life. When he came to Beersheba in Judah, he left his servant there. For while he himself went a day's journey into the desert, he came to a broom tree, sat down under it and prayed that he might die. I have had enough, Lord, he said. Take my life, I am no better than my ancestors. 5 Then he lay down under the tree and fell asleep. All at once an angel touched him and said, Get up and eat. 6 He looked around, and there by his head was a cake of bread baked over hot coals, and a jar of water. He ate and drank and then lay down again. 7 The angel of the Lord came back a second time and touched him and said, Get up and eat, for the journey is too much for you. 8 So he got up and ate and drank. Strengthened by that food, he traveled 40 days and 40 nights until he reached Horeb, the mountain of God. 9 There he went into a cave and spent the night. And the word of the Lord came to him.
So we're doing the 40 days and 40 nights thing again.
Elijah. 10 He replied, I have been very zealous for the Lord God Almighty. The Israelites have rejected your covenant, broken down your altars, and put your prophets to death with the sword.
Wait, is this the end of the Israelites?
I am the only one left, and now they are trying to kill me too. 11 The Lord said, Go out and stand on the mountain in the presence of the Lord,
Tore the mountains
for
apart.
the Lord is about to pass by. Then a great and powerful wind tore the mountains apart and shattered the rocks before the Lord, but the Lord was not in the wind. After the wind there was an earthquake, but the Lord was not in the earthquake.
What does that mean? I don't get what you mean by that at all.
12 After the earthquake came a fire, but the Lord was not in the fire.
What do they mean not in? Like he caused
And
it clearly.
after the fire came a gentle whisper. 13 When Elijah heard it, he pulled his cloak over his face and went out and stood at the mouth of the cave. Then a voice said to him, What are you doing here, Elijah? 14 He replied, I have been very zealous for the Lord God Almighty. The Israelites have rejected your covenant, broken down your altars, and put your prophets to death with the sword. I am the only one left, and now they are trying to kill me too. 15 The Lord said to him, Go back the way you came, and go to the desert of Damascus. When you get there, anoint Hazael king over Aram. 16 Also, anoint Jehu son of Nimshi king over Israel.
Another
and
king? I
anoint
feel like that's not going to
Elisha
solve
son
our
of
problem.
Shaphat from Abel Meholah to succeed you as prophet. 17 Jehu will put to death any who escape the sword of Hazael, and Elisha will put to death any who escape the sword of Jehu. 18 Yet I reserve 7,000 in Israel, all whose knees have not bowed down to Baal and all whose mouths have not kissed him. 19 So Elijah went from there and found Elisha son of Shaphat. He was plowing with 12 yoke of oxen, and he himself was driving the 12th pair. Elijah went up to him and threw his cloak around him. 20 Elisha then left his oxen and ran after Elijah. Let me kiss my father and mother goodbye, he said, and then I will come with you. Go back, Elijah replied. What have I done to you? 21 So Elisha left him and went back.
Okay.
He took his yoke of oxen and slaughtered them.
He burned the plowing equipment to cook
burned
the
the
meat.
plowing
He gave it to the
equipment
people,
to
and
cook
they
the
ate.
meat
He
and
sent
gave
out.
it to the people, and they ate. Then he set out to follow
God's just
Elijah
like,
and
I got
became his
another dude.
attendant.
Just make him king. I'm sick of this.
20
Like,
Now Ben-Hadad king of Aram
God's like, I have a list of like 30 people at this
mustered his
point.
entire army,
Well, we'll just keep going until one of them doesn't suck.
accompanied by 32 kings with their horses and chariots. He went up
Apparently
and
one of them
besieged
doesn't suck.
Samaria and attacked it. 2 He sent messengers into the city to Ahab king of Israel, saying, "This is what Ben-Hadad says. 3 foot your silver and gold are mine, and the best of your wives and children are mine." For the king of Israel answered, "Just as you say, my
Oh,
lord
this is
the
on my old
king.
film. I forgot about it.
I and all I have are yours." 5
What
The
lens is this?
messengers came again and said, "This is what Ben-Hadad says. I sent
supposed
to
to FD
demand
lenses?
your silver and gold, your wives, and your
This is
children."
an FL lens.
6 But about
There's
this
some
time
sort of adapter
tomorrow
on
I
it.
am going to send my officials to search your palace and the houses of your officials. They will seize everything you value and carry it away.
3.5 to 4.5.
7 The king of Israel summoned
think I
all the
can use
elders
this.
of the land
I
and
think
said
I
to
own an
them,
adapter that I wanna
"See how
use.
this man is looking for trouble. When he sent for my wives and my children, my silver and my gold, I did not refuse him." 8
What do I
The
do with this?
elders and the people all answered, "Don't listen to him or agree to his demands." 9 So he replied to Ben-Hadad's messengers, "Tell my lord the king, your servant will do all you demanded the first time, but this demand I cannot meet." They left and took the answer back to Ben-Hadad. 10 Then Ben-Hadad sent another message to
That ain't
Ahab,
useful.
"May the gods deal with me, be it ever so severely, if enough dust remains in Samaria to give each of my men a handful." 11 The king of Israel answered, "Tell him, one who puts on his armor should not boast like one who takes it off." 12 Ben-Hadad heard this message while he and the kings were drinking in their tents, and he ordered his men, "Prepare to attack." So they prepared to attack the city. 13 Meanwhile a prophet came to Ahab king of Israel and announced, "This is what the Lord says, do you see this vast army? I will give it into your hand today, and then you will know that I am the Lord."
No weird lens.
14 But who will do this? Asked Ahab. The prophet
It's technically for
replied,
my...
"This is what the Lord says, the young
I don't know
officers
anymore.
of the provincial commanders will do it." "And who will start the battle?" he asked. The prophet answered, "You will." 15 So Ahab summoned the young officers of the provincial commanders, 232 men. Then he assembled the rest of the Israelites, 7,000 in all. 16 They set out at noon while Ben-Hadad and the 32 kings allied with him were in their tents getting drunk. 17 The young
Wait, I've
officers
heard
of
this
the
again.
provincial commanders went out first.
Why
Now
repeats itself too
Ben-Hadad
often?
had dispatched scouts, who reported, "Men are advancing from Samaria." 18 He said, "If they have come out for peace, take them alive. If they have come out for war, take them alive." 19 The young officers of the provincial commanders marched out of the city with the army behind them.
I couldn't use this
20 And each one struck down his opponent. At that, the Arameans fled, with the Israelites in pursuit. But Ben-Hadad king of Aram escaped on horseback with some of his horsemen. 21 The king of Israel advanced and overpowered the horses and chariots, and inflicted heavy losses on the Arameans. 22 Afterward, the prophet came to the king of Israel and said, "Strengthen your position and see what must be done, because next spring the king of Aram will attack you again." 23 Meanwhile, the officials of the king of Aram advised him, Their gods are gods of the hills. That is why they were too strong for us. But if we fight them on the plains, surely we will be stronger than they. 24 Do this. Remove all the kings from their commands and replace them with other officers. 25 You must also raise an army like the one you lost, horse for horse and chariot for chariot, so we can fight Israel on the plains. Then surely we will be stronger than they. He agreed with them and acted accordingly. 26 The next spring Ben-Hadad mustered the Arameans and went up to Aphek to fight against Israel. 27 When the Israelites were also mustered and given provisions, they marched out to meet them. The Israelites camped opposite them like two small flocks of goats, while the Arameans covered the countryside. 28 The man of God came up and told the king of Israel, "This is what the Lord says, because the Arameans think the Lord is a God of the hills and not a God of the valleys, I will deliver this vast army into your hands, and you will know that I am the Lord." 29 For 7 days they camped opposite each other, and on the seventh day the battle was joined. The Israelites inflicted 100,000 casualties on the Aramean foot soldiers in one day. 30 The rest of them escaped to the city of Aphek, where the wall collapsed on 27,000 of them.
Wow.
And Ben-Hadad fled to the city and hid in an inner room. His officials said to him, "Look, we have heard that the kings of the house of Israel are merciful. Let us go to the king of Israel with sackcloth around our waists and ropes around our heads. Perhaps he will spare your life." 32 Wearing sackcloth around their waists and ropes around their heads, they went to the king of Israel and said, "Your servant Ben-Hadad says, 'Please let me live.'" The king answered, "Is he still alive? He is my brother." 33 The men took this as a good sign and were quick to pick up his word. "Yes, your brother Ben-Hadad," they said. "Go and get him," the king said. When Ben-Hadad came out, Ahab had him come up into his chariot. 34 I will return the cities my father took from your father, Ben-Hadad offered. "You may set up your own market areas in Damascus, as my father did in Samaria." Ahab said, "On the basis of a treaty I will set you free." So he made a treaty with him, and let him go. 35 By the word of the Lord one of the sons of the prophet said to his companion, "Strike me with your weapon," but the man refused. 36 So the prophet said, "Because you have not obeyed the Lord, as soon as you leave me a lion will kill you." And after the man went away, a lion found him and killed him. 37 The prophet found another man and said, "Strike me, please." So the man struck him and wounded him. 38 Then the prophet went and stood by the road waiting for the king. He disguised himself with his headband down over his eyes. 39 As the king passed by, the prophet called out to him, "Your servant went into the thick of the battle, and someone came to me with a captive and said, 'Guard this man. If he is missing, it will be your life for his life, or you must pay a talent of silver.' 40 While your servant was busy here and there, the man disappeared. That is your sentence, the king of Israel said. You have pronounced it yourself. 41 Then the prophet quickly removed the headband from his eyes, and the king of Israel recognized him as one of the prophets. 42 He said to the king, "This is what the Lord says, you have set free a man I had determined should die. Therefore it is your life for his life, your people for his people." 43 Sullen and angry, the king of Israel went to his palace in Samaria. 21 Some time later there was an incident involving a vineyard belonging to Naboth the Jezreelite. The vineyard was in Jezreel, close to the palace of Ahab king of Samaria. 2 Ahab said to Naboth, "Let me have your vineyard to use for a vegetable garden, since it is close to my palace. In exchange I will give you a better vineyard or, if you prefer,
Okay.
I will pay you
Now I have something
whatever
else I
it
can
is
do.
worth." 3 But Naboth replied, "The Lord forbid
Wait,
that I
okay.
should give you the inheritance of my fathers." For so Ahab went home, sullen and angry.
Okay, I have something
because
else I can do with my
Naboth
time
the
now. I have an old
Jezreelite had
motherboard
said,
that I've been meaning
"I
to
will
test
not
to
give
see
you
if it
the
works.
inheritance of my fathers."
But I didn't have a
He
graphics card
lay
to
on
test
his
it, but now I
bed
do.
sulking and
So,
refused to eat.
I'm gonna do
5
that and
His
decide if I
wife
need to throw it away and
Jezebel
get out of
came
here.
in and asked him, "Why are you
One
so
less thing to deal with,
sullen?
essentially.
Why won't you eat?"
If I can prove it doesn't work.
6 He answered her, "Because I
If it
said
does
to
work, that's gonna
Naboth the
suck. I'm gonna have to move this entire
Jezreelite,
system around.
sell me your vineyard, or if you prefer, I will give you another vineyard in its place." But he said, "I will not give you my vineyard." 7 Jezebel his wife said, "Is this how you
So
act as
Jezebel,
king over
genuinely,
Israel?
just is the worst.
Get up and eat. Cheer up. I'll get you the vineyard of Naboth the Jezreelite." 8 So she wrote letters in Ahab's name, placed his seal on them, and sent them to the elders and nobles who lived in Naboth's city with him. 9 inches Those letters she wrote, proclaim a day of fasting and seat Naboth in a prominent place among the people. 10 But seat 2 scoundrels opposite him and have them testify that he has cursed both God and the king. Then take him out and stone him to death. 11
so she's
the
evil.
elders and nobles who lived in Naboth's city did as Jezebel directed in the letters she had written to them. 12 They proclaimed a fast and seated Naboth in a prominent place among the people. 13 Then 2 scoundrels came and sat opposite him and brought charges against Naboth before the people, saying, "Naboth has cursed both God and the king." So they took him outside the city and stoned him to death. 14 Then they sent word to Jezebel, "Naboth has been stoned and is dead." 15 As soon as Jezebel heard that Naboth had been stoned to death, she said to Ahab, "Get up and take possession of the vineyard of Naboth the Jezreelite that he refused to sell you. He is no longer alive, but dead." 16 When Ahab heard that Naboth was dead, he got up and went down to take possession of Naboth's vineyard. 17 Then the word of the Lord came to Elijah the Tishbite. 18 Go down to meet Ahab king of Israel, who rules in Samaria. He is now in Naboth's vineyard, where he has gone to take possession of it. 19 Say to him, "This is what the Lord says, have you not murdered a man and seized his property?" Then say to him, "This is what the Lord says, in the place where dogs licked up Naboth's blood, dogs will lick up your blood, yes, yours." 20 Ahab said to Elijah, "So you have found me, my enemy." "I have found you," he answered, "because you have sold yourself to do evil in the eyes of the Lord."
What is the best way to do this? Make it work.
21 Foot I am going to bring disaster on you. I will consume your descendants and cut off from Ahab every last male in Israel, slave or free. 22 I will make your house like that of Jeroboam son of Nebat and that of Baasha son of Ahijah, because you have provoked me to anger and have caused Israel to sin. 23 And also concerning Jezebel the Lord says,
That's
"Dogs will devour Jezebel by the wall of Jezreel."
Jezebel's getting eaten by dogs.
24
Okay.
Dogs will eat those belonging to Ahab who die in the city, and the birds of the air will feed on those who die in the country. 25 There was never a man like Ahab, who sold himself to do evil in the eyes of the Lord, urged on by Jezebel his wife.
So the point of Jezebel is that she makes it
26
worse.
He behaved in the vilest manner by going after idols, like the Amorites the Lord drove out before Israel. 27 When Ahab heard these words, he tore his clothes, put on sackcloth and fasted. He lay in sackcloth.
All right, 1 second, I'm gonna
and
go grab
went around
something.
meekly. 28 Then the word of the Lord came to Elijah the Tishbite. 29 Have you noticed how Ahab has humbled himself before me? Because he has humbled himself, I will not bring this disaster in his day, but I will bring it on his house in the days of his son. 22 For 3 years there was no war between Aram and Israel. 2 But in the 3rd year Jehoshaphat, king of Judah, went down to see the king of Israel. 3 The king of Israel had said to his officials, "Don't you know that Ramoth-Gilead belongs to us, and yet we are doing nothing to retake it from the king of Aram?" For so he asked Jehoshaphat, "Will you go with me to fight against Ramoth-Gilead?" Jehoshaphat replied to the king of Israel, "I am as you are, my people as your people, my horses as your horses." 5 But Jehoshaphat also said to the king of Israel, "First seek the counsel of the Lord." 6 So the king of Israel brought together the prophets, about 400 men, and asked them, "Shall I go to war against Ramoth-Gilead, or shall I refrain?" "Go," they answered, "for the Lord will give it into the king's hand." 7 But Jehoshaphat asked, "Is there not a prophet of the Lord here whom we can inquire of?"
Ow, that hurt.
8 The king of Israel answered Jehoshaphat, "There is still one
Where did I put that
man
drink?
through whom we can inquire of the Lord, but I hate him because he never prophesies anything good about me, but always bad. He is Micaiah son of Imlah."
Son of who?
"The king should not say that," Jehoshaphat replied. 9 So the king of Israel called one of his officials and said, "Bring Micaiah son of Imlah at once." 10 Dressed in their royal robes, the king of Israel and Jehoshaphat king of Judah were sitting on their thrones at the threshing floor by the entrance of the gate of Samaria, with all the prophets prophesying before them. 11 Now Zedekiah son of Kenana had made iron horns, and he declared, "This is what the Lord says, with these you will gore the Arameans until they are destroyed." 12 All the other
Getting a little
prophets
aggressive,
were
aren't we?
prophesying the same thing. Attack Ramoth-Gilead and be victorious, they said, for the Lord will give it into the king's hand. 13 The messenger who had gone to summon Micaiah said to him, "Look, as one man the other prophets are predicting success for the king. Let your word agree with theirs, and speak favorably. 14 But Micaiah said, As surely as the Lord lives, I can tell him only what the Lord tells me. 15 When he arrived, the king asked him, Micaiah, shall we go to war against Ramoth Gilead, or shall I refrain? Attack and be victorious, he answered, for the Lord will give it into the king's hand. 16 The king said to him, How many times must I make you swear to tell me nothing but the truth in the name of the Lord? 17 Then Micaiah answered, I saw all Israel scattered on the hills like sheep without a shepherd, and the Lord said, These people have no master. Let each one go home in peace. 18 The king of Israel said to Jehoshaphat, Didn't I tell you that he never prophesies anything good about me, but only bad? 19 Micaiah continued, Therefore hear the word of the Lord. I saw the Lord sitting on his throne with all the host of heaven standing around him on his right and on his left. 20 And the Lord said, Who will entice Ahab into attacking Ramoth Gilead and going to his death there? One suggested this, and another that. 21 Finally, a spirit came forward, stood before the Lord and said, I will entice him. 22 By what means? The Lord asked. I will go out and be a lying spirit in the mouths of all his prophets, he said. You will succeed in enticing him, said the Lord. Go and do it. 23 So now the Lord has put a lying spirit in the mouths of all these prophets of yours. The Lord has decreed disaster for you. 24 Then Zedekiah son of Kenana went up and slapped Micaiah in the face. Which way did the Spirit from the Lord go when he went from me to speak to you? He asked. 25 Micaiah replied, You will find out on the day you go to hide in an inner room. 26 The king of Israel then ordered, Take Micaiah and send him back to Amon the ruler of the city and to Joash the king's son. 27 And say, This is what the king says.
Is there an interpretation of this section of the Bible that says, like, hey, at least the Bible's saying that women can be evil too? I feel like that's maybe
declared, if you ever
an interpretation.
Safely, the Lord has not spoken through me.
It's not a perfect one, but
then he added, Mark my
maybe
words,
that's something you could say.
all you people. 29 So the king of Israel and Jehoshaphat king of Judah went up to Ramoth Gilead.
Oh, I do own one more HDMI display,
30
don't
The
I?
king of Israel said to
This
Jehoshaphat,
one. I own a singular
I
other
will
HDMI
enter the
display.
battle in disguise, but you wear your royal robes. So the king of Israel disguised himself and went into battle. 31 Now the king of Aram had ordered his 32 chariot commanders, Do not fight with anyone, small or great, except the king of Israel. 32 When the chariot commanders saw Jehoshaphat, they thought, Surely this is the king of Israel. So they turned to attack him, but when Jehoshaphat cried out, 33 The chariot commanders saw that he was not the king of Israel and stopped pursuing him. 34 But someone drew his bow at random and hit the king of Israel between the sections of his armor. The king told his chariot driver, Wool around and get me out of the fighting. I've been wounded. 35 All day long the battle raged, and the king was propped up in his chariot facing the Arameans. The blood from his wound ran onto the floor of the chariot,
In the
and
same
that
place.
evening he died.
Okay.
36 As the sun was setting, a cry spread through the army, every man to his town, everyone to his land. 37 So the king died and was brought to Samaria, and they buried him there. 38 They washed
I
the
think this motherboard's
chariot at
dead.
a pool in Samaria,
So
where
now
the
I can know to throw it away.
prostitutes bathed, and the dogs licked up his blood, as the word of the
Where
Lord
the
had
prostitutes
declared.
bathed. The dogs licked up his blood.
39 As for the other events of Ahab's reign,
Interesting.
including
cool
all
writing.
he did, the palace he
What's
built
up?
and
Welcome.
inlaid with ivory, and the cities he fortified,
Wow.
are they not written in the book of the annals of the kings of Israel?
Brutal.
40
But really
Ahab rested
dramatic.
with his fathers. And Ahaziah his son succeeded him as king.
He died and his blood washed
41
into the baths.
Jehoshaphat son
where
of Asa
prostitutes
became
were,
king
and the
of
dogs
Judah
licked it
in
up.
the
Like, what a
fourth year of
crazy
Ahab king of
series
Israel.
of events.
42
I'm sure to make
Jehoshaphat was 35 years old when he became king, and he reigned in Jerusalem 25 years. His mother's name was Azubah daughter of Shilhi. 43 inches Everything he walked in the ways of his father Asa and did not stray from them. He did what was right in the eyes of the Lord.
Motherboard's dead.
The high places, however, were
I know, it's
not
wild.
removed, and the people continued to offer sacrifices
These
and
deaths
burn
are
incense there.
complicated, to say the least.
44 Jehoshaphat was
Always very
also at
complicated.
peace with the king of Israel.
Well,
45
the deaths aren't
As for
always
the other
complicated, I
events of
guess. It's just
Jehoshaphat's reign,
sometimes
the
they're like
things
crazy.
he achieved and his military
They're brutal
exploits, are they
and
not
dramatic.
written in the book of the annals of the kings of Judah?
Alright, this motherboard is
46
dead.
He rid the land of the rest of the male shrine prostitutes who remained there even after the reign of his father Asa. 47 There was then no king in Edom, a deputy ruled. 48 Now Jehoshaphat built a fleet of trading ships to go to Ophir for gold, but they never set sail, they were wrecked at Ezion-Geber. 49 At that time Ahaziah son of Ahab said to Jehoshaphat, Let my men sail with your men, but Jehoshaphat refused. 50 Then Jehoshaphat rested with his fathers and was buried with them in the
I would like to clean off this CPU.
city of David his father. And Jehoram his son succeeded him. 51 Ahaziah son of Ahab became king of Israel in Samaria in the 17th year of Jehoshaphat king of Judah, and he reigned over Israel 2 years. 52 He did evil in the eyes of the Lord, because he walked in the ways of his father and mother and in the ways of Jeroboam son of Nebat, who caused Israel to sin.
This is a Ryzen 5 1600.
53
Is that
He
worth
served
even
and
holding on to
worshipped
when it's a
Baal
pin
and
style?
provoked the Lord, the God of Israel,
It's really hard to store safely.
anger, just as his
I've got
father
some duct tape
had
over
done.
there.
2 Kings.
I'll find out what the duct tape is, essentially.
One after Ahab's
Second Kings!
death,
Are we done with the OG
Moab
Kings?
rebelled
Yay!
against Israel. 2 Now Ahaziah had fallen through the lattice of his upper room in Samaria and injured himself. So he sent messengers, saying to them, Go and consult Baal-zebub, the god of Ekron, to see if I will recover from this injury.
duct tape?
3 But the angel of the Lord said to Elijah the Tishbite, Go up and meet the messengers of the king of Samaria and ask them, Is it because there is no God in Israel that you are going off to consult Baal-zebub, the god of Ekron?
Not really sure.
For therefore this is what the Lord
CPU
says,
that I'm inevitably going to
You will
bend
not
pins on.
leave the bed you are lying on. You will certainly die. So Elijah went. 5 When the messengers returned to the king, he asked them, Why have you come back? 6 A man came to meet us, they replied. And he said to us, Go back to the king who sent you and tell him, This is what the Lord says, Is it because there is no God in Israel that you are sending men to consult Baal-zebub, the god of Ekron? Therefore you will not leave the bed you are lying on. You will certainly die. 7. The king asked them, What kind of man was it who came to meet you and told you this? 8. They replied, He was a man with a garment of hair and with a leather belt around his waist. The king said, That was Elijah the Tishbite.
Yes.
9. Then he sent to Elijah a captain with his company of 50 men.
Good place to store those safely.
The captain went up to Elijah, who was sitting on the top of a hill, and said to him, Man of God, the king says, Come down. 10. Elijah answered the captain, If I am a man of God, may fire come down from heaven and consume you and your 50 men. Then fire fell from heaven and consumed the captain and his men. 11. At this the king sent to Elijah another captain with his 50 men. The captain said to him, Man of God, this is what the king says, Come down at once. 12. If I am a man of God, Elijah replied, May fire come down from heaven and consume you and your 50 men.
Okay, put this back together now.
Then the fire of God fell from heaven and consumed him and his 50 men. 13. So the king sent a third captain with his 50 men. This third captain went up and fell on his knees before
What level
Elijah.
does he have to be in D&D to cast Fireball?
Man of God, he begged, Please have respect for my life and the lives of these 50 men, your servants. 14. See, fire has fallen from heaven and consumed the first 2 captains and all their men. But now have respect for my life. 15. The angel of the Lord said to Elijah, Go down with him, do not be afraid of him. So Elijah got up and went down with him to the king. 16. He told the king, This is what the Lord says. Is it because there is no God in Israel for you to consult that you have sent messengers to consult Baal-zebub, the god of Ekron? Because you have done this, you will never leave the bed you are lying on. You will certainly die.
Bible, we do not need to repeat things this much.
17. So he died, according to the word of the Lord that Elijah had spoken. Because Ahaziah had no son, Joram succeeded him as king in the 2nd year of Jehoram son of Jehoshaphat king of Judah. 18. As for all the other events of Ahaziah's reign, and what he did, are they not written in the book of the annals of the kings of Israel? 2. When the Lord was about to take Elijah up to heaven in a whirlwind, Elijah and Elisha were on their way from Gilgal.
Was the main character for a little bit.
2. Elijah said to Elisha,
plot
Stay
armor
here, the Lord has sent me to Bethel. But Elisha said, As surely as the Lord lives and as you live, I will not leave you. So they went down to Bethel. 3. The company of the prophets at Bethel came out to Elisha and asked, Do you know that the Lord is going to take your master from you today? Yes, I know, Elisha replied, but do not speak of it. For then Elijah said to him, Stay here, Elisha, the Lord has sent me to Jericho. And he replied, As surely as the Lord lives and as you live, I will not leave you. So they went to Jericho. 5. The company of the prophets at Jericho went up to Elisha and asked him, Do you know that the Lord is going to take your master from you today? Yes, I know, he replied, but do not speak of it.
Stop repeating yourself, Bible.
6. Then Elijah said to him, Stay here, the Lord has sent me to the Jordan. And he replied, As surely as the Lord lives and as you live, I will not leave you." So the two of them walked on. 750 men of the company of the prophets went and stood at a distance, facing the place where Elijah and Elisha had stopped at the Jordan. 8 Elijah took his cloak, rolled it up and struck the water with it. The water divided to the right and to the left, and the two of them crossed over on dry ground. 9 When they had crossed, Elijah said to Elisha, "Tell me, what can I do for you before I am taken from you?" "Let me inherit a double portion of your spirit," Elisha replied. 10 You have asked a difficult thing," Elijah said, "yet if you see me when I am taken from you, it will be yours, otherwise not." 11 As they were walking along and talking together, suddenly a chariot of fire and horses of fire appeared and separated the two of them, and Elijah went up to heaven in a whirlwind. 12 Elisha saw this and cried out, "My father! My father! The chariots and horsemen of Israel!" And Elisha saw him no more. Then he took hold of his own clothes and tore them apart. 13 He picked up the cloak that had fallen from Elijah and went back and stood on the bank of the Jordan. 14 Then he took the cloak that had fallen from him and struck the water with it. "Where now is the Lord, the God of Elijah?" he asked. When he struck the water, it divided to the right and to the left, and he crossed over. 15 The company of the prophets from Jericho, who were watching, said, "The spirit of Elijah is resting on Elisha." And they went to meet him and bowed to the ground before him. 16 Look, they said, "we your servants have 50 able men. Let them go and look for your master. Perhaps the Spirit of the Lord has picked him up and set him down on some mountain or in some valley." "No," Elisha replied, "do not send them." 17 But they persisted until he was too ashamed to refuse. So he said, "Send them." And they sent 50 men, who searched for 3 days but did not find him. 18 When they returned to Elisha, who was staying in Jericho, he said to them, "Didn't I tell you not to go?" 19 The men of the city said to Elisha, "Look, our lord, this town is well situated, as you can see, but the water is bad and the land is unproductive." 20 Bring me a new bowl, he said, and put salt in it. So they brought it to him. 21 Then he went out to the spring and threw the salt into it, saying, "This is what the Lord says, I have healed this water. Never again will it
I'll be
cause
back in a
death
second.
or
I'm doing
make the
dishes.
land unproductive."
Can't put cameras everywhere in the house.
22 And the water has remained wholesome to this day, according to the word Elisha had spoken. 23 From there Elisha went up to Bethel. As he was walking along the road, some youths came out of the town and jeered at him. "Go on up, you bald head," they said. "Go on up, you bald head." 24 He turned around, looked at them and called down a curse on them in the name of the Lord. Then 2 bears came out of the woods and mauled 42 of the youths. 25 And he went on to Mount Carmel and from there returned to Samaria. 3 Joram son of Ahab became king of
What do you mean he just killed
Israel
42
in
children? What the
Samaria in
fuck?
the 18th year.
Elisha's the one that just inherited Elijah's spirit with God. One, the chariot of fire thing, I've heard about how people are like, that means aliens. And then the wind, they're like, that's aliens. I just remembered that. I don't believe that. But I just remembered the whole, like, chariots of fire, those are aliens. And then Elijah's, like, being touched by God. His blessing got passed to Elisha, and she just killed? Oh, no, at him. Sorry. Wait, who's the... Israel, Elisha saw him no more. I thought Elisha was a woman. Why am I confused by that? Okay, Elisha. He turned around, looked at them, and called down a curse on them in the name of the Lord. 2 bears came out of the woods and mauled 42 of the youths. What are we fucking talking about, gang? What the fuck is going on? What is going on? Oh my god, yeah, I get kings betraying each other and following other... I get that, but what do you mean God just killed 42 children? For calling someone bald? What the fuck? I was in the middle of doing dishes. I gotta go back to doing dishes now. God damn it.
King of Judah.
What do you
and
mean?
He reigned 12 years. 2. He did evil in the eyes of the Lord, but not as his father and mother had done. He got rid of the sacred stone of Baal that his father had made. 3. Nevertheless he clung to the sins of Jeroboam son of Nebat, which he had caused Israel to commit. He did not turn away from them. For now Mesha king of Moab raised sheep, and he had to supply the king of Israel with 100,000 lambs and with the wool of 100,000 rams. 5. But after Ahab died, the king of Moab rebelled against the king of Israel. 6. So at that time King Joram set out from Samaria and mobilized all Israel. 7. He also sent this message to Jehoshaphat king of Judah, the king of Moab has rebelled against me. Will you go with me to fight against Moab? I will go with you, he replied. I am as you are, my people as your people, my horses as your horses. 8. By what route shall we attack? He asked. Through the desert of Edom, he answered.
What do you mean? A guy
9.
just
So
used
the king
God
of
to kill
Israel
42
set out with
children
the king of Judah
calling him
and the
bald.
king of Edom. After a roundabout march of 7 days, the army had no more water for themselves or for the animals with them. 10. What? Exclaimed the king of Israel.
What do you mean?
Has the Lord called us 3 kings together
make
only
sense
to
of that.
hand us over to Moab? 11. But Jehoshaphat asked, Is there no prophet
be
of the Lord
other
here,
tech.
that we may inquire of the Lord through him? An officer of the king of Israel answered, Elisha son of Shaphat is here. He used to pour water on the hands of Elijah. 12. Jehoshaphat said, The word of the Lord is with him. So the king of Israel and Jehoshaphat and the king of Edom went down to him. 13. Elisha said to the king of Israel, What do we have to do with each other? Go to the prophets of your father and the prophets of your mother. No, the king of Israel answered, because it was the Lord who called us 3 kings together to hand us over to Moab. 14. Elisha said, As surely as the Lord Almighty lives, whom I serve, if I did not have respect for the presence of Jehoshaphat king of Judah, I would not look at you or even notice you. 15. But now bring me a harpist. While the harpist was playing, the hand of the Lord came upon Elisha. 16. And he said, This is what the Lord says, Make this valley full of ditches. 17. For this is what the Lord says, You will see neither wind nor rain, yet this valley will be filled with water, and you your cattle and your other animals will drink. 18 This is an easy thing in the eyes of the Lord, he will also hand Moab over to you. 19 You will overthrow every fortified city and every major town.
Okay, ow.
You will cut down every good tree, stop up all the springs, and ruin every good field with stones. 20 The next morning, about the time for offering the sacrifice, there was water flowing from the direction of Edom, and the land was filled with water. 21 Now all the Moabites had heard that the kings had come to fight
Holy
against
crap.
them, so every man,
Well, this has been
young
crazy.
and old, who could bear arms was called up and stationed on the border.
BEAR
22
arms.
When they got up early in the
Bear
morning,
arms.
the sun was shining on the water.
Okay, time to work out.
To the Moabites across the way, the water looked red like blood. 23 That's blood, they said. Those kings
stretch
must
this
have
first.
fought and slaughtered each other. Now to the plunder, Moab. 24 But when the Moabites came to the camp of Israel, the Israelites rose up and fought them until they fled. And the Israelites invaded the land and slaughtered the Moabites. 25 They destroyed the towns, and each man threw a stone on every good field until it was covered. They stopped up all the springs and cut down every good tree. Only Kir Hareseth was left with its stones in place, but men armed with slings surrounded it and attacked it as well. 26 When the king of Moab saw that the battle had gone against him, he took with him 700 swordsmen to break through to the king of Edom, but they failed. 27 Then he took his firstborn son, who was to succeed him as king, and offered him as a sacrifice on the city wall.
Sacrifice?
The fury against Israel was great. They withdrew and returned to their own land. For the wife of a man from the company of the prophets cried out to Elisha, "Your servant my husband is dead, and you know that he revered the Lord. But now his creditor is coming to take my 2 boys as his slaves." To Elisha replied to her, "How can I help you? Tell me, what do you have in your house?" "Your servant has nothing there at all," she said, "except a little oil." 3 Elisha said, "Go around and ask all your neighbors for empty jars. Don't ask for just a few. For then go inside and shut the door behind you and your sons. Pour oil into all the jars, and as each is filled, put it to one side."
What are we doing with jars of oil?
5 She left him and afterward shut the door behind her and her sons. They brought the jars to her and she kept pouring. 6 When all the jars were full, she said to her son, "Bring me another one." But he replied, "There is not a jar left." Then the oil stopped flowing. 7 She went and told the man of God, and he said, "Go, sell the oil and pay your debts. You and your sons can live on what is left." 8 One day Elisha went to Shunem, and a well-to-do woman was there, who urged him to stay for a meal. So whenever he came by, he stopped there to eat. 9 She said to her husband, "I know that this man who often comes our way is a holy man of God. 10 Let's make a small room on the roof and put in it a bed and a table, a chair and a lamp for him. Then he can stay there whenever he comes to us." 11 One day when Elisha came, he went up to his room and lay down there. 12 He said to his servant Gehazi,
Oh,
call the Shunammite.
okay.
So he called her,
Like
and
that.
she stood before him. 13 Elisha said to him, tell her, you have gone to all this trouble for us. Now what can be done for you? Can we speak on your behalf to the king or the commander of the army? She replied, I have a home among my own people. 14 What can be done for her? Elisha asked. Gehazi said, well, she has no son and her husband is old. 15 Then Elisha said, call her. So he called her, and she stood in the doorway. 16 About this time next year, Elisha said, you will hold a son in your arms. No. My lord, she objected.
Don't mislead your servant.
Don't mislead your servant, O man of God. 17 But the woman became pregnant, and the next year about that same time she gave birth to a son, just as Elisha had told her.
What happened to his head? What?
18 The child grew, and one day he went out to his father, who was with the reapers. 19 My head. My head, he said to his father. His father told a servant, carry him to his mother. 20 After the servant had lifted him up and carried him to his mother, the boy sat on her lap until noon,
And then died.
Then he died.
Wait, God gave the kid like a
21
stroke?
She went up and laid him on the bed of the man of God, then shut the door and went out. 22 She called her husband and said, please send me one of the servants and a donkey so I can go to the man of God quickly and return. 23 Why go to him today? He asked. It's not the new moon or the Sabbath. It's all right, she said. 24 She saddled the donkey and said to her servant, lead on, don't slow down for me unless I tell you. 25 So she set out and came to the man of God at Mount Carmel.
I'm not sure what other stretches I'm supposed to do.
When he saw her in the distance, the man of God said to his servant Gehazi, look, there's the Shunammite. 26 Run to meet her and ask her, are you all right? Is your husband all right? Is your child all right? Everything is all right, she said. 27 When she reached the man of God at the mountain, she took hold of his feet. Gehazi came over to push her away, but the man of God said, leave her alone. She is in bitter distress, but the Lord has hidden it from me and has not told me why. 28 Did I ask you for a son, my lord? She said. Didn't I tell you, don't raise my hopes? 29 Elisha said to Gehazi, tuck your cloak into your belt, take my staff in your hand and run. If you meet anyone, do not greet him, and if anyone greets you, do not answer. Lay my staff on the boy's face. 30 But the child's mother said, as surely as the Lord lives and as you live, I will not leave you. So he got up and followed her. 31 Gehazi went on ahead and laid the staff on the boy's face, but there was no sound or response. So Gehazi went back to meet Elisha and told him, the boy has not awakened. 32 When Elisha reached the house, there was the boy lying dead on his couch. 33 He went in, shut the door on the two of them and prayed to the Lord. 34 Then he got on the bed and lay upon the boy, mouth to mouth, eyes to eyes. Hands to hands. As he stretched himself out upon him, the boy's body grew warm. 35
weird.
Elisha turned away and walked back and forth in the room and then got on the bed and stretched out upon him once more. The boy sneezed 7 times and opened his eyes. 36 Elisha summoned Gehazi and said, "Call the Shunammite." And he did. When she came, he said, "Take your son." 37 She came in, fell at his feet and bowed to the ground. Then she took her son and went out. 38 Elisha returned to Gilgal, and there was a famine in that region. While the company of the prophets was meeting with him, he said to his servant, "Put on the large pot and cook some stew for these men." 39 One of them went out into the fields to gather herbs and found a wild vine. He gathered some of its gourds and filled the fold of his cloak. When he returned, he cut them up into the pot of stew, though no one knew what they were. 40 The stew was poured out for the men, but as they began to eat it, they cried out, "O man of God, there is death in the pot." And they could not eat it. 41 Elisha said, "Get some flour." He put it into the pot and said, "Serve it to the people to eat." And there was nothing harmful in the pot. 42 A man came from Baal-Shalisha, bringing the man of God 20 loaves of barley bread baked from the first ripe grain, along with some heads of new grain. "Give it to the people to eat," Elisha said. 43 How can I set this before 100 men? His servant asked. But Elisha answered, "Give it to the people to eat. For this is what the Lord says, they will eat and have some left over." 44 Then he set it before them, and they ate and had some left over, according to the word of the Lord. 5 Now Naaman was commander of the army of the king of Aram. He was a great man in the sight of his master and highly regarded, because through him the Lord had given victory to Aram. He was a valiant soldier, but he had leprosy. 2 Now bands from Aram had
From an
gone out and
armadillo,
had
of course.
taken captive a young girl from Israel, and she served Naaman's wife. 3 She said to her mistress, "If only my master would see the prophet who is in Samaria. He would cure him of his leprosy." For Naaman went to his master and told him what the girl from Israel had said. 5 By all means, go, the king of Aram replied. I will send a letter to the king of Israel. So Naaman left, taking with him 10 talents of silver, 6,000 shekels of gold and 10 sets of clothing. 6 The letter that he took to the king of Israel read, "With this letter I am sending my servant Naaman to you so that you may cure him of his leprosy." 7 As soon as the king of Israel read the letter, he tore his robes and said, "Am I God? Can I kill and bring back
People be
to
tearing their
life?
robes all the time in this.
Why does this fellow send someone to me to be cured of his
Hello,
leprosy?
other people. Wesley,
See how he
Becky
is trying
McLean,
to pick a quarrel with me."
and Andrea. How goes packing? I
8
mean,
When Elisha the man
I've packed
of
as much as I
God
can
heard
without
that
it being
the
annoying,
king
so.
of Israel had torn his robes, he sent him this message, "Why have you torn your robes? Have the man come to
On
me
March
and he will
31st,
know
you
that
heard a
there is a
loud voice in your
prophet
head.
in Israel."
Wesley, are you tripping or what?
9 So
Or is this like
Naaman
a
went
meme?
with his horses and chariots and stopped at the door of Elisha's house.
How is this so unpopular?
10
What, you mean
Elisha
like the
sent a
stream?
messenger to say
I
to
don't know.
him, "Go,
I'm a bad content
wash
creator, that's
yourself
how.
7
I'm not
times
good
in
at
the
making people
Jordan,
watch my stuff.
and your flesh will be restored and you will be cleansed." 11 But Naaman went away angry and said, I thought that he would surely come out to me and stand and call on the name of the Lord his God,
The
wave his
comfort of
hand
Jesus
over the
Christ
spot
now.
and
The
cure me of
comforter?
my
Like
leprosy.
Jesus has a blanket, you mean?
12 Are not Abana
Or do you mean the
and
comfort
Pharpar,
of?
the
What do you mean like
rivers
the
of
comforter, like the
Damascus,
blanket? Did Jesus
better
weave a
than
blanket?
any of
I'm
the
not in the
waters
New
of
Testament yet,
Israel?
so I don't know if he makes blankets. I
Couldn't
thought
I
he was a
wash in
carpenter.
them and be cleansed?
So
So he turned
it would be
and went
possible
off
to
in a
feel the
rage.
patio of
13
Jesus.
Naaman's
He
servants
probably
went
made
to
a
him
patio
and
at some
said,
point
My father,
as a
if the
carpenter.
prophet had
I
told
wonder what other stuff Jesus made. I'm
you
excited to get
do
to that.
some
That'll be
great
fun.
thing, would you not have done
To look
it?
at like canonically things that Jesus
How
has made.
much more, then, when he tells you, wash and be cleansed? 14 So he went down and dipped himself in the Jordan 7 times, as the man of God had told him, and his flesh was restored and became clean like that of a young boy.
I am a deceiver, and I have been
15
deceived.
Then Naaman
Okay.
and all his attendants went back
In
to
English
the man
only.
of God.
The King James Bible is the exact
He
perfect word.
stood before
You
him
don't like
and
the New
said,
International
Now I
Version?
know that there is no God
It's literally
in all the
translated so that
world
we people in
except
other countries who
Israel.
are learning language can like understand
Please
it better.
accept
Why is the
now
King
a
James one's
gift
got to be
from your
better?
servant.
The King James one uses more Old English.
16
It's
The
harder for
prophet
people in other
answered,
countries to
As
understand if they
surely
don't
as the
have English
Lord
as their base
lives,
language.
whom I serve, I
The
will
New
not
International
accept
Version
a
is the
thing.
most popularly used Bible in the
And
world right
even
now
though Naaman urged
because
him, he refused.
it makes it easier for the average person to read.
17 If you will
Cram it,
not,
clown!
said
Wesley,
Naaman,
you are
please
hilarious.
let me, your servant,
This
be
is so
given
entertaining. I
as
love
much
this.
earth as a pair of mules can carry, for your servant
Wesley,
will
you're making it
never
hard to pay
again
attention
make
to the
burnt
book.
offerings and
Because you're funnier than the
sacrifices
book.
to any other god but the Lord. 18 But may the Lord forgive your servant.
I don't even
for
know anything about
one
this
thing.
Naaman character now.
When my
I'm trying to
master
understand
enters
it.
the temple of Rimmon to bow down, and he is leaning on my arm, and I bow there also when I bow down in the temple of Rimmon, may
Elisha's
the Lord
dead.
forgive your servant for this.
Elisha is dead.
19 Go in peace, Elisha said. After Naaman had traveled some
No, Elisha's
distance,
not dead. Elisha's just leading.
20 Gehazi,
barcodes
the servant of
consumed.
Elisha the man of God, said to himself,
Play dumb clown
My
and find out
master
the hard way.
was
Wesley,
too
brother,
easy on Naaman, this
I wish you
Aramean,
well.
by not accepting from him
You're
what he brought.
tripping.
As surely as the Lord lives, I will run after him and get something from him. 21 So Gehazi hurried after Naaman. When Naaman saw him running toward him, he got down from the chariot to meet him. Is everything all
Wesley's
right?
just tripping.
He asked.
I don't think Wesley realizes that the more they leave
22
comments,
Inch
the more
everything is
YouTube
all
recommends
right,
this video to other people.
Gehazi answered.
So
My
this is just
master
funny to
sent
me.
to say, Two young
All it
men
does
from
is
the
help people
company
see
of
this
the
channel more.
prophets have
So
just come to me from
go
the
off,
hill country
King.
of Ephraim. Please give them a talent of silver.
What's
and
crazy
2
is like I
sets of
haven't been
clothing.
especially disrespectful to any real Christians in this entire
23
series of
inch
streams.
By all means,
I'll be
take
critical of
2
that time that
talents, said Naaman.
you guys, most of you, the
He urged
concurrent viewers on the
Gehazi
stream, which is a number right now. I think a lot of you probably missed the section where Elisha, hey, I'm about to go. Or what? We're ignoring the section because I think a lot of people weren't here for it a second ago, but there was a section just like 5-7 pages ago where Elisha got called bald by some kids and had God send a bear to maul 42 children. That happened. That I just read it live. It's in the book. God mauled and killed 42 children because a couple of them called someone bald? What are we talking about? I don't know what to make of that, bro.
To accept them, and then tied up the 2 talents of silver in 2 bags, with 2 sets of clothing. He gave them to 2 of his servants, and they carried them ahead of Gehazi.
Whatever.
24 When Gehazi came to the hill, he took the things from the servants and put them away in the house. He sent the men away and they left. 25 Then he went in and stood before his master Elisha. Where have you been, Gehazi?
Oh, my arms were too high for that one. That was bad form.
Your servant didn't go anywhere, Gehazi answered. 26 But Elisha
Okay, I
said
keep
to
forgetting
him,
Elisha's a man.
Was not my
Elisha is a
spirit
man
with you when the man got down from his chariot
who
to
received
meet me?
Elijah's blessing from God.
Is this the time to take money, or to accept clothes, olive groves, vineyards,
What set was that? 3? I think I have 2 more sets of
or
push-ups.
menservants and maidservants? 27 Naaman's leprosy will cling to you and to your descendants forever.
Leprosy forever?
Then Gehazi went from Elisha's presence, and he was leprous, as white as snow. 6 The company of the prophets said to Elisha, Look, the place where we meet with you is too small for us. 2 Let us go to the Jordan, where each of us can get a pole, and let us build a place there for us to live. And he said, Go. 3 Then one of them said, Won't you please come with your servants? I will, Elisha replied.
Go and show every young man I know your latest video.
4
Absolute
And he
must
went
watch.
with
Oh,
them.
thank you. Fucking horrible.
They went to the Jordan and began to
Yeah.
cut down trees.
You know, it's hard to
5 As
describe
one
why
of
I made
them
that
was
video.
cutting
It's
down
like
a tree, the iron axe head
I
fell
just
into
thought about the
water.
topic a lot. And then I started
Oh,
researching,
my
and
Lord,
I know I'm
he
okay at
cried
researching.
out. It was borrowed.
So might as well put my time into that, and it could be a
6 The
resource to
man
other
of
people. But
God
like the main
asked,
reason I made
Where
it is
did
like
fall? When he showed him the place,
I'm a teacher and I
Elisha
work with
cut a
kids, and I
stick
care a
and
lot
threw
about
it
like
there,
kids'
and made the
well-being,
iron
right?
float.
But I'm also a male, and I know that
7
history, and
Inch
it's
lifted
always
out,
impacted me a
he
lot.
said.
I
Then
just
the
kind of
man
thought like
reached out his hand and took it.
maybe it would be good to be a good role model,
8
right?
Now
Like
the
maybe I
king
can
of
model to
Aram
young
was
men,
at
hey,
war
when
with
you run into
Israel.
this conversation,
After
take it with
conferring
grace
with his
and peace.
officers,
And
he said,
let the
I
moral
will
of the
set
story
up my
not be that
camp in such and
everyone's going to
such a
hate you because you're a
place.
man. Let the moral of the story be
9
that,
The
like,
man of God sent
take
word to the
responsibility
king of Israel,
for yourself
Beware
by
of
recognizing
passing
that past. You don't have to take responsibility
because
for
the
other people's
Arameans
actions
are
in the
going
past,
down there.
but take responsibility for yourself
10 So the
and
king of Israel
make a
checked on the
commitment to
place
trying to undo
indicated
this
by the
history.
man of God.
Carry the torch forward with grace.
Time and again Elisha warned
So
the
I wanted
king,
the
so that he
I
was
wanted
on
the
his
video to
guard
be
in
a
such places.
to let me be a role model
11
to those
This
kids.
enraged the king of Aram.
And then also just to be a
He
raw
summoned
academic
his
document
officers
that
and
people can learn
demanded
from,
of them,
go back to.
Will you
Like,
not tell me
I
which of
visualized the
us is on
possibility that
side of
if
the
I did it
king of
right, maybe
Israel?
that video could be shown in a classroom or like a lecture
12
hall.
Inch none of us, my lord the king.
But it's really
said one of his
opinionated too, because I'm so
officers. But
anti-censorship.
Elisha, the prophet
I don't
who
believe in
is
the
in
idea of being
Israel,
like, this is an
tells the
academic
king of
topic, so therefore
Israel
I
the
must
very
remove all
words
of my
you
person
speak in
from
your
this thing.
bedroom.
No, that's not how humans in real life
13
interact with
Inch
topics.
go,
No one interacts
find
with
out where he
a
is,
fact
the king
with
ordered,
no
so I
context. So I
can
thought it was
send
more
men
important to
and
make the
capture
video in a
him.
way that captures my
The
context,
report
my
came
feelings,
back. He is in Dothan.
instead of pretending that there's like a
14
neutral
Then
opinion
he
on this.
sent
I don't have a
horses
neutral
and
opinion, and that
chariots and a
opinion is
strong force
informed
there.
by my history. So
They went by night and surrounded the
yeah, good
city.
video. Sometimes I make a good
15
video.
When the
Sometimes I
servant
guess
of the
I don't
man
know.
of God got up and
I
went
didn't
out
expect
early
anyone
the
to see
next
it, so
morning, an army with horses
I assumed
and
no one would see it.
chariots had surrounded the city. Oh, my lord, what shall we do? The servant asked. 16 Inch Don't be afraid, the prophet answered.
Those who are with us are more than
Those
those
who
who are
are
with
with
them.
us are more than those who are
Elisha's
with
main
them.
character now. Elisha's gone. Elisha's definitely taken over as the main
17 And
character.
Elisha prayed, O Lord, open his eyes so he may see.
Back to push-ups.
Then the Lord opened the servant's eyes, and he looked and saw the hills full of horses and chariots of fire all around Elisha. 18 As the enemy came down toward him, Elisha prayed to the Lord, strike these people with blindness.
Blindness.
So he struck them with blindness, as Elisha had asked.
Is like that is
19
that like the stew
Elisha
that blinds
told
you for a
them,
single day if
"This
you
is
eat it?
not the road,
One day
and
blinding
this
stew.
is not the city. Follow me, and I will
I should
lead
go get a
you to
hairbrush.
the man you are looking for."
I think I know where one is.
And he led them to Samaria. 20 After they entered the city, Elisha said, Lord, open the eyes of these men so they can see. Then the Lord opened their eyes and they looked, and there they were, inside
Who is king
Samaria.
still? Ahab?
21 When the king of Israel saw them, he asked Elisha, "Shall I kill them, my father? Shall I kill them?" 22 Do not kill them, he answered. Would you kill men you have captured with your own sword or bow? Set food and water before them so that they may eat and drink and then go back to their master. 23 So he prepared a great feast for them, and after they had finished eating and drinking, he sent them away, and they returned to their master. So the bands from Aram stopped raiding Israel's territory. 24 Some time later, Ben-Hadad king of Aram mobilized his entire army and marched up and laid siege to Samaria. 25 There was a great famine in the city. The siege lasted so long that a donkey's head sold for 80 shekels.
Is that a lot of shekels? Bible, we need a conversion rate.
And a quarter of a cab of seed pods for 5 shekels.
What is a cab of seed pods?
26 As
a
the
cab
king
of
of Israel
seed
was
pods.
passing by on the wall, a woman cried to him, "Help me, my lord the king."
Theobroma cocoa
27
seed
The
pods.
king replied, "If the
I
Lord
don't know what
does
that
not
means.
help you, where can I get help for you? From the threshing floor? From the winepress?" 28 Then he asked her, "What's the matter?" She answered, "This woman said to me, 'Give up your son so we may eat him today, and tomorrow we'll
Eat the
my
son?
son.'"
What?
29 So we cooked my son and ate him.
Huh?
The next day I said to her, "Give up your son so we may eat him," but she had hidden him. 30
What book of the Bible is this? This is Kings 2 right now. Or 2 Kings. You have talent, a lot of great wisdom. I wish I could help you in your effort to live for 1,000 years. Yeah, I'm definitely a slightly crazy person. But yeah, Super Tatum. This is 2 Kings or 2 Kings. Yeah, a lot. 1 Kings, a lot happened. There was a lot of betraying and killing and back and forth and a lot. Now, this Elisha guy is definitely a kind of a main character suddenly.
Words, he tore his robes. As he went along
There's a lot of tearing robes in this book.
People looked, and there, underneath,
Every time something
he had
happens
sackcloth on his
body.
31 He said,
May God deal with me.
"May God deal with me, be it ever so severely."
Remains on
If
his
the
shoulders.
head of
Uh-oh.
Elisha, son of
He's making a
Shaphat,
commitment to
remains
kill
on
Elisha.
his
Maybe Elisha's
shoulders
going to be gone
today.
from the narrative and we're going to find someone else.
32 Now Elisha was sitting in his house, and the elders were sitting with him. The king sent a messenger ahead, but before he arrived, Elisha said to the elders, "Don't you see how this murderer is sending someone to cut off my head? Look, when the messenger comes, shut the door and hold it shut against him." Is not the sound of his master's footsteps behind him?
Okay.
33
We're now
While
doing
he
leg
was
lifts.
still talking to them, the messenger came down to him.
And I'll turn the
And
microphone
the king
here.
said, "This disaster is from the Lord.
Oh, God.
Why should I wait for the Lord any longer?"
All right.
7 Elisha said,
Leg lifts.
"Hear the word
Oh,
of
my
the
hips.
Lord.
That hurts. Okay.
This is what the Lord says. About this time tomorrow, a seah of flour will sell for a shekel and 2 seahs of barley for a shekel."
God is interfering with the economy?
To the officer on whose arm the king was leaning said to the man of God, "Look, even if the Lord should open the floodgates of the heavens, could this happen?" "You will see it with your own eyes," answered Elisha, "but you will not eat any of it." 3 Now there were 4 men with leprosy at the entrance of the city gate.
4 men with leprosy. What does
They
leprosy
said to
look like
each
when it
other,
gets pretty bad?
"Why
It's an
stay
STD,
here
right?
until we die? For if we say, 'We'll go into the city, the famine is there, and we will die.'" and if we stay here, we will die. So let's go over to the camp of the Arameans and surrender.
Surrender.
If they spare us, we live. If they kill us, then we die. 5 at dusk they got up and went to the camp of the Arameans.
Okay.
When they reached the edge of the camp, not a man was there. 6 For the Lord had caused the Arameans to hear the sound of chariots and horses, and a great army, so that they said to one another, Look, the king of Israel has hired the Hittite and Egyptian kings to attack us.
The
7
pharaohs
So
are still
they
going?
got up and fled in the dusk and abandoned their tents and their horses and
I'm gonna have to look up the
donkeys.
biblical timeline again too.
They left the camp as it was
So I
and
can get
ran
historical
for their
context.
lives. 8 The men who had leprosy reached the edge of the camp and entered one of the tents. They ate and drank, and carried away silver, gold, and clothes, and went off and hid them. They returned and entered another tent and took some things from it and hid them also. 9 Then they said to each other, We're not doing right. This is a day of good news and we are keeping it to ourselves. If we wait until daylight, punishment will overtake us. Let's go at once and report this to the royal palace. 10 So they went and called out to the city gatekeepers and told them, We went into the Aramean camp and not a man was there, not a sound of anyone, only tethered horses and donkeys, and the tents left just as they were. 11 The gatekeepers shouted the news, and it was reported within the palace.
Okay.
12 The king got up in the night and said to his officers, I will tell you what the Arameans have done to us. They know we are starving, so they have left the camp to hide in the countryside, thinking, they will surely come out, and then we will take them alive and get into the city.
One more set.
13 One of his officers answered, Have some men take 5 of the horses that are left in the city. Their plight will be like that of all the Israelites left here. Yes, they will only be like all these Israelites who are doomed. So let us send them to find out what happened. 14 So they selected 2 chariots with their horses, and the king sent them after the Aramean army. He commanded the drivers, Go and find out what has happened. 15 They followed them as far as the Jordan, and they found the whole road strewn with the clothing and equipment the Arameans had thrown away in their headlong flight. So the messengers returned and reported to the king. 16 Then the people went out and plundered the camp of the Arameans.
Ooh.
So a seah
I gotta
of
slow
flour
down.
sold for a shekel, and 2 seahs of barley sold for a shekel, as the Lord had
Almost
said.
read the whole Bible. I'm in 2 Peter.
17
Whoa.
Now the king had put the officer on whose arm
I'm
he
making
leaned
progress,
in
just
charge of
slowly.
the gate, and the people trampled him in the gateway, and he died, just as the man of God had foretold when the king came down to his house. 18
It's a big
It happened
document.
as the man of God had said to the king, About this time tomorrow,
But it's not like a
seah of flour will
not
sell for
impossible.
a shekel, and 2 seahs of barley for a shekel at the gate of Samaria. 19 The officer had
Zipper's
said
up.
to the man of God, Look, even if the Lord should open the floodgates of the heavens, could this happen? The man of God had replied, You will see it with your own eyes, but you will not eat any of it. 20 And that is exactly what happened to him, for the people trampled him in the gateway, and he died.
Oh, ow.
8
Okay.
Now Elisha had said to the woman, whose son he had restored to life, Go away with your family and stay for a while wherever you can, because the Lord has decreed a famine in the land that will last 7 years. 2 The woman proceeded to do as the man of God said. She and her family went away and stayed in the land of the Philistines 7 years. 3 At the end of the 7 years she came back from the land of the Philistines and went to the king to beg for her house and land. For the king was talking to Gehazi, the servant of the man of God, and had said, "Tell me about all the great things Elisha has done." 5 Just as Gehazi was telling the king how Elisha had restored the dead to life, the woman whose son Elisha had brought back to life came to beg the king for her house and land. Gehazi said, "This is the woman, my lord the king, and this is her son whom Elisha restored to life." 6 The king asked the woman about it, and she told him. Then he assigned an official to her case and said to him, "Give back everything that belonged to her, including all the
Next book,
income
the
from
beginning,
her
is a boring genealogy. Oh,
land
no.
from the day she left the country until now."
Oh, okay, great.
7 Elisha
Well,
went to Damascus,
I'll
and
deal.
Ben-Hadad king of Aram was ill.
At least that means
When
there
the
won't be
king
as many
was
like
told,
plot
"The
developments, so I
man
don't
of
have to pay
God has
as much
come all the
attention.
way up here."
Like, I'm not trying to memorize every
8
single
He
name in
said
the
to
Bible.
Hazael, "Take a gift with you and go to meet the man of God. Consult the Lord through him, ask him, 'Will I recover from this illness?'" 9 Hazael went to meet Elisha,
I'll play a video game during the
taking with
genealogy
him
part.
as a gift 40
Probably,
camel
hopefully.
loads of all the finest wares of Damascus. He went in and stood before him, and said, "Your son Ben-Hadad king of Aram has sent me to ask, 'Will I recover from this illness?'" 10 Elisha answered, "Go and say to him, 'You will certainly recover, but the Lord has revealed to me that he will in fact die.'" 11 He stared at him with a fixed gaze until Hazael felt ashamed. Then the man of God began to weep. 12 Why is my Lord weeping? Asked Hazael. "Because I know the harm you will do to the Israelites," he answered. "You will set fire to their fortified places, kill their young men with the sword, dash their little children to the ground, and rip open their pregnant women."
Oh, Jesus, Bible?
13 Hazael said, "How could your servant, a mere dog, accomplish such a feat? The Lord
King of
has
Aram?
shown me that you will become king of Aram," answered Elisha.
What does that mean?
14 Then Hazael left Elisha and returned to his master. When Ben-Hadad asked, "What did Elisha say to you?"
That was 3. I have 2 more, so this is 4.
Hazael replied, "He told me that you would certainly recover." 15 But the next day he took a thick cloth, soaked it in water and spread it over the king's face, so that he died.
What?
Then
You waterboarded
Hazael
him?
succeeded him
5.
as king. 16 The 5th year of Joram son of Ahab king of Israel, when Jehoshaphat was king of Judah, Jehoram son of Jehoshaphat began his reign as king of Judah.
Wait, so who was king a second ago? Ahab?
17 He was 32
This is a pain.
years
Yeah, this
old
would be
when
a
he
pain.
became king, and he reigned in Jerusalem 8 years. 18
Fucking
He
horrible you
walked
are.
in the ways of the kings
That's not
of
rude at all. That's
Israel,
just rational.
as the house of Ahab
Yeah, it's
had
hard
done,
to see how this
for
is
he
a guide to
married
life.
a daughter of Ahab. He
I've
did
seen
evil in the eyes
in
of
certain
the Lord.
sections
19
the Bible's biggest
Nevertheless,
problem
for
that it's
the
trying to
sake
be
of his
10 different
servant
things when it
David,
probably should
the
be a few
Lord
different
was
books.
not willing to destroy
There should probably
Judah.
be a... I mean, the
He had
Bible has books in it
promised to
technically, right?
maintain a lamp for David
But the
and his
collective of works
descendants
that is the
forever.
Bible, which is usually published as a single book,
20 It
it should really be like 3 books, maybe 2 or 3. One should be the historical book that recounts the history of the Middle East and the birth of Christianity.
21
The second should be the moral book, and maybe the third should be like the origin story book. The stuff that talks about the past, the present, and the future, and the things that God has like said are going to happen and have happened. So maybe 3 things, right? Kind of like The Hobbit, Lord of the Rings, and then Silmarillion. We've got like 3 things going on. That might be a better way to parse it,
22
because
to
just
this day Edom
reading the
has
whole
been
thing in order,
rebellion against
yeah, there's
Judah.
big sections that are just
Libnah revolted at the same
spiritual
time.
history, religious history, which I would call like
23
historical
as for the
fiction.
other events of
Then there are
Jehoram's
sections
reign,
that do teach
and all
morals,
he did.
and then there are
Are they
sections that
not
just kind of
written in the
teach
book of the annals of the kings
facts
of Judah?
that got like the commandments, which is built into
24
one of the story
Jehoram
sections.
rested with his
The commandments get
fathers,
mentioned
and
like
was
7
buried
times
with
though.
them in the city of
Yeah, I don't
David.
know.
And
You would kind of
Ahaziah,
expect
his
it to be
son,
like
succeeded him
a
as
few
king.
different things, which technically it already is, but
25 inches.
if you jump to any random section in this thing, no, it's not that helpful, actually.
Israel.
Some of the stories were
son of
great.
Jehoram, king
I
of
like some of the
Judah,
stories
began to reign.
as like fiction to that, because that's what they are to me. They're
26
fiction to me.
Ahaziah was 22 years old when he became king, and he reigned in Jerusalem 1 year. His mother's name was Athaliah, a granddaughter of Omri, king of Israel. 27 He walked in the ways of the house of Ahab and did evil in the eyes of the Lord, as the house of Ahab had done, for he was related by marriage to Ahab's family. 28 Ahaziah went with Joram son of Ahab to war against Hazael king of Aram at Ramoth Gilead. The Arameans wounded Joram. 29 So King Joram returned to Jezreel to recover from the wounds the Arameans had inflicted on him at Ramoth in his battle with Hazael king of Aram. Then Ahaziah son of Jehoram king of Judah went down to Jezreel to see Joram son of Ahab, because he had been wounded. 9 The prophet Elisha summoned a man from the company of the prophets and said to him, Tuck your cloak into your belt, take this flask of oil with you and go to Ramoth Gilead.
Oh, my legs hurt. That's not good.
2 When you get there, look for Jehu son of Jehoshaphat, the son of Nimshi. Go to him, get him away from his companions and take him into an inner room. 3 Then take the flask and pour the oil on his head and declare, This is what the Lord says, I anoint you king over Israel.
Wait, how many kings are we anointing?
Then open the door and run, don't delay. For so the young man,
We're doing way too
the
many kings at
prophet,
this point.
went to Ramoth Gilead. 5 When he arrived, he found the army officers sitting together.
All right, last set. Now I'm confused.
I have a message for you, Commander, he said. For which of us? Asked Jehu. For you, Commander, he replied. 6 Jehu got up and went into the house. Then the prophet poured the oil on Jehu's head and declared, This is what the Lord, the God of Israel, says.
Okay, Bible.
I
Now I'm
anoint
second.
you
Are you
king
like
over the Lord's people Israel.
Bible? Stop repeating things.
7 You are to destroy the house
Bro.
of Ahab your master, and I will avenge the blood
Yay,
of my
we're done with
servants, the
Ahab.
prophets, and the blood of
Maybe
all the
soon,
Lord's
eventually.
servants shed by Jezebel. 8 The whole house of Ahab will perish. I will cut off from Ahab
fuck
every
Ahab.
last male in Israel, slave or free.
He sucks.
9 I will make the house of Ahab like the house of Jeroboam son of Nebat and like the house of Baasha son of Ahijah.
Yeah, it's too low. Okay.
10 As for Jezebel, dogs will devour her on the plot of ground at Jezreel, and no one will bury her. Then he opened the door and ran. 11 When Jehu went out to his fellow officers, one of them asked him, Is everything all right? Why did this madman come to you? You know the man and the sort of things he says, Jehu replied. 12 That's not true, they said. Tell us. Jehu said, Here is what he told me, this is what the Lord says, I anoint you king over Israel. 13 They hurried and took their cloaks and spread them under him on the bare steps.
I figured something out to prevent that cat from
Then they
coming in.
blew the trumpet and shouted, Jehu is king. 14 So Jehu son of Jehoshaphat, the son of Nimshi, conspired against Joram.
Who posted in that
Now
channel?
Joram and all Israel had been defending Ramoth-Gilead against Hazael king of Aram. 15 But King Joram had returned to Jezreel to recover from the wounds the Arameans had inflicted on him in the battle with Hazael king of Aram. Jehu said, "If this is the way you feel, don't let anyone slip out of the city to go and tell the news in Jezreel." 16 Then he got into his chariot and rode to Jezreel, because
do a
Joram
pistol
was
squat?
resting
Oh,
there
hey, babe,
and
what's up?
Ahaziah king of Judah had gone down to see him.
Can I do a pistol squats when you do one leg, right?
17 When the lookout standing on the tower in Jezreel saw Jehu's troops
I don't think I can do a
approaching,
pistol squat.
he called out, "I see
I'm
some
heavy now.
troops coming. Get a horseman."
I used to be so much
Joram
lighter.
ordered. "Send him to meet them and ask, 'Do you come in peace?'" 18 The horseman rode off to meet Jehu and said, "This is what the king says, do you come in peace? What do you have to do with peace?" Jehu replied, "Fall in behind me." The lookout reported, "The messenger has reached them, but he isn't coming back." 19 So the king sent out a second horseman. When he came to them he said, "This is what the king says, do you come in peace?" Jehu replied, "What do you have to do with peace? Fall in behind me." 20 The lookout reported, "He has reached them, but he isn't coming back either."
I'm kind of happy
The driving is
to be
like
done with
that of
Ahab's
Jehu's
family because
son
it's just
of
kind of been
Nimshi.
drama the
He
entire
drives
time,
like a madman.
and I'm tired.
21 Inch hitch up my chariot, Joram ordered. And when it was hitched up, Joram
Good, heading to
king
the
of
airport soon,
Israel
Bed.
and
Bed, I wish you well in your
Ahaziah
flight
king of
whenever it
Judah
happens.
rode out, each
Hope
in
it's
his
not,
own chariot,
I hope it's chill. I
to
hope it's
meet
not stressful.
Jehu. They
I
met
hate
him
going
at
to the
the plot
airport.
of ground
I've only
that
been
had
on an
belonged
airplane
to
twice in my
Naboth the
entire life.
Jezreelite. 22 When Joram saw Jehu he asked,
I'm
"Have you
actually,
come in
I think I've only
peace,
been on an
Jehu?"
airplane once in my entire life. The
"How
way
can
there
there be
and the way
peace?"
back.
Jehu replied, "As
I think that's it.
long as all the idolatry
Yeah.
and witchcraft
Airplanes
of your
used to scare
mother
me.
Jezebel abound."
I just, I had no
Joram
reason to
turned
put
about
money
and
into them as a
fled,
kid because I was already a
calling
little
out
bit
to
broke.
Ahaziah,
And like,
"Treachery,
justifying a plane trip was so expensive. 17 hours?
24 Then Jehu drew his bow and shot
Oh my
Joram
God.
between the shoulders.
When Joram saw Jehu, he asked, "Have you come in peace, Jehu?" "How can there be peace?" Jehu replied. "As long as all the idolatry and witchcraft of your mother Jezebel's around." His mom is... She's doing witchcraft. Based. Turned around and fled. Climbed out to Isaiah. Treachery. Ahaziah? Jehu drew his bow and shot Joram between the shoulders. The arrow pierced his heart and he slumped down his chariot. It's over. Wow, we're getting like some crazy war stuff going on now. Not war, but like
Jehu
more
said
descriptive
to
fights than
Bidkar,
usual.
his chariot officer, "Pick him up and throw him on the
The fights in
field
the
that
Bible
belonged
are
to
not at
Naboth
all...
the Jezreelite."
The fights in the Bible are kind of like Jujutsu Kaisen, where like the manga of Jujutsu Kaisen has like 15 panels for a fight and it looks like there's a little bit of motion and like exchange of blows and stuff. But then you watch the anime and it's like 20 minutes of beautiful fight choreography. That's how the Bible is, where the original text doesn't really have that much like aura farming going on during fights. Like David's fight against Goliath still makes me angry because it was literally a singular like sentence. And yet all of these pieces of art and history and depictions of David and his fight with Goliath are like way more romanticized and complicated and convoluted. When they ate their own son. Yeah, what the fuck happened with cooking their own son?
Jezreelite. Remember how
But that
you
wasn't,
and I were
that was the
riding
non-Israelite group, right?
together
That
in
wasn't
chariots
Jezebel.
behind Ahab his father when the Lord made this prophecy
Was it?
about
No
him.
fucking way. Did I misunderstand that?
26 foot Yesterday I saw the blood of Naboth and the blood of his sons, declares the Lord, and I will surely
I thought the
make
Bible
you
was
pay-"
describing So we cooked my son and ate him. The next day I said to her, give up your son. So we made him. Yeah, can someone give me context on this? The siege and famine of Samaria. Yeah, this is when the Sumerians were being... The king asked her, what does it matter? She answered, this one said to me, give up your son so we may eat him tomorrow. My son. They ate him, yeah. And when the king heard the words of the woman, he tore his clothes. Yeah, and passed by the wall, and people saw, yeah. The king tore his clothes at this terrible behavior. This is the people of Samaria. Samaria Bible. Are these technically Israelites or no? It doesn't really make it clear who's God's chosen people and who's not sometimes. Samaria, which is Hellenized as Shomron, central region, the land of Israel, bordered by Judea to the south, Jordan River. So these are Israelites, pretty sure. Allotment. The tribe of Ephraim is one of the 12 tribes of Israel. Oh yeah. So under that king, that's what happened. I would have taken that more crazy if it were like a main character that were like explicitly holy, but obviously they were trying to say that people of Israel were so corrupted, it went out of the land of Israel. Yeah. So essentially that section was saying during the famine, they started eating kids, but just crazy lore, Loki. Crazy lore all the time, all day, every day. I think I found the 42 children that were killed by bears to be worse because like one of the prophets directly ordered that by God, and that's just kind of ridiculous.
Now then, pick him up and throw him on that plot, in accordance with the word of the Lord. 27 When Ahaziah king of Judah saw what had happened, he fled up the road to Beth-Hagan. Jehu chased him, shouting, kill him too. They wounded him in his chariot on the way up to Gur-Ner-Iblim, but he escaped to Megiddo and died there. 28 His servants took him by chariot to Jerusalem and buried him with his fathers in his tomb in the city of David. 29 In the 11th year of Joram son of Ahab, Ahaziah had become king of Judah. 30 Then Jehu went to Jezreel. When Jezebel heard about it, she painted her eyes, arranged her hair and looked out of a window. 31 As Jehu entered the gate, she asked, have you come in peace, Zimri, you murderer of your master? 32 He looked up at the window and called out, who is on my side? Who? 2 or 3 eunuchs looked down at him.
Eunuchs? What? Eunuchs haven't been mentioned in a while.
33 Throw her down. Jehu said. So they threw her down, and some of her blood spattered the wall and the horses as they trampled her underfoot. 34 Jehu went in and ate and drank. Take care of that cursed woman, he said, and bury her, for she was a king's daughter. 35 But when they went out to bury her,
I'm gonna be honest, I want to celebrate Jezebel dying,
her
but
skull, her feet and her hands.
honestly, like
36 They went back and told Jehu.
low-key, everyone in this book is just a victim of God.
This is the word of the Lord that he spoke
and
to
the games he plays.
Elijah the Tishbite.
I'm worried that Jezebel's character literally exists for the sole purpose of being like, women are evil too, and this is what bad women are like.
37 Jezebel's body will be like refuse on the ground in the plot at Jezreel, so that no one will be able to say, this is Jezebel. 10 Now there were in Samaria
Well, rest in peace, Jezebel.
sons of the house of Ahab. So Jehu wrote letters and sent them to Samaria, to the officials of Jezreel, to the elders and to the guardians of Ahab's children. He said, 2 As soon as this letter reaches you, since your master's sons are with you and you have chariots and horses, a fortified city and weapons. 3 Choose the best and most worthy of your master's sons and set him on his father's throne. Then fight for your master's house. 4 But they were terrified and said, if 2 kings could not resist him, how can we? 5. So the palace administrator, the city governor, the elders, and the guardians sent this message to Jehu: "We are your servants and we will do anything you say. We will not appoint anyone as king, you do whatever you think best." 6. Then Jehu wrote them a second letter, saying, "If you are on my side and will obey me, take the heads of your master's sons and come to me in Jezreel by this time tomorrow." Now the royal princes, 70 of them, were with the leading men of the city, who were rearing them. 7. When the letter arrived, these men took the princes and slaughtered all 70 of them. They put their heads in baskets and sent them to Jehu in Jezreel. 8. When the messenger arrived, he told Jehu, "They have brought the heads of the princes."
Okay.
Then Jehu ordered,
Enough again.
"Put them in 2 piles at the entrance of the city gate until morning." 9. The next morning Jehu
Alright, hopefully I'm done
went
getting
out.
up for a sec.
He stood before all the people and said, "You are innocent. It was I who conspired against my master and killed him, but who killed all these?" 10. Know then, that not a word the Lord has spoken against the house of Ahab will fail. The Lord has done what he promised through his servant Elijah. 11. So Jehu killed everyone in Jezreel who remained of the house of Ahab, as well as all his chief men, his close friends and his priests, leaving him no survivor. 12. Jehu then set out and went toward Samaria. At Beth-eked of the shepherds. 13. He met some relatives of Ahaziah king of Judah and asked, "Who are you?" They said, "We are relatives of Ahaziah, and we have come down to greet the families of the king and of the queen mother." 14. Take them alive, he ordered. So they took them alive and slaughtered them by the well of Beth-eked, 42 men. He left no survivor.
Yeah, TW, I'd say
15.
I'd say it makes
After
sense
he
that people don't
left
like
there,
Ahab.
he came upon Jehonadab son of Rechab, who was on his way to meet him. Jehu greeted him and said, "Are you in accord with
He's definitely
me,
just an example
as
of a
I am
generic
with
bad
you?"
king. Solomon was peak.
"I am,"
If I had to rank
Jehonadab
kings so far,
answered.
Solomon gets
"If
number 1 for
so,"
sure.
said Jehu, "give me
David
your
gets number
hand."
2.
So he did, and
Samson
Jehu
gets
helped
number
him
3.
up into the chariot.
I don't know if Moses ever technically got to be a
16.
king,
Jehu said,
because that
"Come
was
with me and
before
see
they were
my
wandering the
zeal for
desert.
the Lord." Then he had him
But
ride along
Solomon's
in his
definitely number 1.
chariot.
David's number 2. Samson was pretty chill.
17. When Jehu
Top 3
came to
kings. Bottom
Samaria,
barrel kings,
he killed
Ahab for
all
sure.
who were left there of Ahab's
Saul
family.
right
He
after him.
destroyed them, according to
Saul
the
sucked.
word of the Lord spoken to Elijah. 18. Then Jehu brought all the people together and said to them, "Ahab served Baal a little, Jehu will serve him much." 19. Now summon all the prophets of Baal, all his ministers and all his priests. See that no one is missing, because I am going to hold a great sacrifice for Baal. Anyone who fails to come will no longer live. But Jehu was acting deceptively in order to destroy the ministers of Baal. 20. Jehu said, "Call an assembly in honor of Baal." So they proclaimed it.
Dude, Baal?
21. Then he
Baal's
sent
just the
word
worst.
throughout Israel.
God's
and
mortal
all the
enemy is definitely
ministers of
Baal in the Old
came,
Testament.
Not one stayed away. They crowded into the temple of Baal until it was full from one end to the other. 22. And Jehu said to the keeper of the wardrobe, "Bring robes for all the ministers of Baal." So he brought out robes for them. 23. Then Jehu and Jehonadab son of Rechab went into the temple of Baal. Jehu said to the ministers of Baal, "Look around and see that no servants of the Lord are here with you, only ministers of Baal." 24.
Jokes about the curse you Baal joke. What does that mean? I'm pulling up a meme on my other screen. It looks like it's King of the Hill.
What you listening to, son?
I don't think you like
No
it.
way, it's just audio of him screaming, "Curse you, Baal."
This new generation of music.
Is this really from Elden Ring? No, it's not. What? Whatever. Baal and Balrog are all... It's all Baal.
24,
It's all
so they
Baal.
went in to make sacrifices
Golden
and
statue,
burnt
yeah.
offerings. Now Jehu had posted 80 men outside with this warning: "If one of you lets any of the men I am placing in your hands escape, it will be your life for his life."
I'm pulling up Baal's Wikipedia page.
25. As soon as Jehu had finished
Hey, the
making
pronunciation
burnt
thing infers that
offerings,
it's
he ordered
that one of the
guards and
pronunciations is Baal.
officers, "Go in
B-E-I
and kill them.
E-L,
Let no
Baal.
one escape." So they cut them
I
down
thought
with
I was
the
purposely
sword.
saying it wrong the whole time.
The guards and officers threw the bodies out and then entered the inner shrine of the temple of Baal. 26. They brought the sacred stone out of the temple of Baal and burned it.
Baal's like a kind of Egyptian
27.
Sumerian
They
type god,
demolished
right?
the sacred stone of Baal and tore down the temple of Baal, and people have
Northwest
used it
Semitic
for a
languages
latrine
spoken
to
by the
this
Levant
day.
people.
28. So Jehu destroyed Baal worship in Israel. 29. However, he did not turn
Rider of the
away from
clouds, for
sins of
victorious
Jeroboam,
Baal.
son
He was
of
associated
Nebat,
with rain, lightning,
which
wind,
he had
fertility, and
caused
kingship.
Israel to commit the worship of the golden calves at Bethel and Dan. 30. The Lord said to Jehu, "Because you have done well in accomplishing what is right in my eyes and have done to the
Phoenician,
house
Hebrew,
of Ahab
Amorite,
all I had
Aramaic.
in mind to do, your descendants will sit on the throne of Israel to the 4th generation." 31. Yet Jehu was not careful to keep the law of the Lord, the God of Israel, with all his heart. He did not turn away from the sins of Jeroboam, which he had caused Israel to commit. 32 inches. Those days the Lord began to reduce the size
We're reducing
of
the
Israel.
size of Israel. Okay.
Hazael overpowered the Israelites throughout their territory. 33 East of the Jordan in all the land of Gilead, the region of Gad, Reuben, and Manasseh.
When the Bible
from
states that
Aroer
someone's
by
lying.
the Arnon Gorge through Gilead to Bashan. 34 As for the other events of Jehu's reign, all he did, and all his achievements, are they not written in the book of the annals of the kings of Israel?
Oh, that's what's about to happen. This is when Israel splits from Judah and gets smaller.
Jehu rested with his fathers and was buried in Samaria. And Jehoahaz his son succeeded him as king. 36 The time that Jehu reigned over Israel in Samaria was 28 years.
Yeah, Jehu sucks.
11 When Athaliah the mother of
Wait, or was it Jehu's friend that sucks?
Ahaziah saw that her son was dead, she proceeded to destroy the whole royal
The mother of Isaiah saw her son was dead. She killed everyone. Very Odysseus at the end of the epic.
2 But Jehosheba, the daughter of King Jehoram and sister of Ahaziah, took Joash son of Ahaziah and stole him away from among the royal princes, who were about to be murdered. She put him and his nurse in a bedroom to hide him from Athaliah, so he was not killed. 3 He remained hidden with his nurse at the temple of the Lord for 6 years while Athaliah ruled
The few
land.
times that they just said king instead of saying the name of the
For
king
inches
completely
the
threw me off.
7th year
Made it way
Jehoiada
harder to
sent
follow.
for the commanders of units of 100, the Karites and the guards, and had them brought to him at the temple of the Lord. He made a covenant with them and put them under oath at the temple of the Lord. Then he showed them the king's son. 5 He commanded them, saying, "This is what you are to do. you who are in the 3 companies that are going on duty on the Sabbath, a third of you guarding the royal palace. 6 a third at the Sur gate, and a third at the gate behind the guard, who take turns guarding the temple. 7 and you who are in the other 2 companies that normally go off Sabbath duty are all to guard the temple for the king. 8 Station yourselves around the king, each man with his weapon in his hand. Anyone who approaches your ranks must be put to death. Stay close to the king wherever he goes. 9 The commanders of units of 100 did just as Jehoiada the priest ordered. Each one took his men, those who were going on duty on the Sabbath and those who were going off duty, and came to Jehoiada the priest. 10 Then he gave the commanders the spears and shields that had belonged to King David and that were in the temple of the Lord. 11 The guards, each with his weapon in his hand, stationed themselves around the king near the altar and the temple, from the south side to the north side of the temple. 12 Jehoiada brought out the king's son and put the crown on him. He presented him with a copy of the covenant and proclaimed him king. They anointed him, and the people clapped their hands and shouted, "Long live the king!" 13 When Athaliah heard the noise made by the guards and the people, she went to the people at the temple of the Lord. 14 She looked, and there was the king, standing by the pillar, as the custom was. The officers and the trumpeters were beside the king, and all the people of the land were rejoicing and blowing trumpets. Then Athaliah tore her robes and called out, "Treason!
Treason.
Treason!" 15 Jehoiada the priest ordered the commanders of units of 100, who were in charge of the
Okay,
troops.
they haven't mentioned splitting up Judah yet. I guess it's coming still. This is
Troops,
maybe the breakup
bring
process.
her out between the ranks and put to the sword anyone who follows her. For the priest had said, she must not be put to death in the temple of the Lord. 16 So they seized her as she reached the place where the horses enter the palace grounds, and there she was put to death. 17 Jehoiada then made a covenant between the Lord and the king and people that they would be the Lord's people. He also made a covenant between the king and the people. 18 All the people of the land went to the temple of Baal and tore it down. They smashed the altars and idols to pieces and killed Mattan the priest of Baal in front of the altars. Then Jehoiada the priest posted guards at the temple of the Lord. 19 He took with him the commanders of hundreds, the Karites, the guards, and all the people of the land, and together they brought the king down from the temple of the Lord and went into the palace, entering by way of the gate of the guards. The king then took his place on the royal throne. 20 And all the people of the land rejoiced. And the city was quiet, because Athaliah had been slain with the sword at the palace. 21 Joash was 7 years old when he began to reign. 12 inches the 7th year of Jehu, Joash became king, and he reigned in Jerusalem 40 years. His mother's name was Zibiah, she was from Beersheba. 2 Joash did what was right in the eyes of the Lord all the years Jehoiada the priest instructed him. 3 The high places, however, were not removed. The people continued to offer sacrifices and burn incense there. For Joash said to the priests, "Collect all the money that is brought as sacred offerings to the temple of the Lord, the money collected in the census, the money received from personal vows, and the money brought voluntarily to the temple. 5. Let every priest receive the money from one of the treasurers, and let it be used to repair whatever damage is found in the temple. 6. But by the 23rd year of King Joash the priests still had not repaired the temple. 7. Therefore King Joash summoned Jehoiada the priest and the other priests.
You know, I haven't said it all in this stream.
Why aren't you repairing the damage done to the temple?
I haven't mentioned, thank you all for 8,000 subscribers. We've gotten so many thousands of subscribers in the past week that like I don't even get a chance to be like, we hit 5. I did a little post. I was like, thank you for 5K. But then we hit 6 overnight, and then I don't even know when we hit 7,000 subscribers. We just hit 8,000 subscribers. I don't know what's going on anymore. It's too fast for me. But I'm humbled and I'm grateful, and I don't know. I know a lot of people who subscribed are gonna hope that I make more content just like the pedo politics video. I can't do that more than like once a year maximum. I mean, I swear to God that video took years off of my life because it was so. It was so bad to make. I hated it. Like researching for it was terrible. Obviously I did it anyway. I'll stop complaining. But yeah, videos on that topic specifically are going to be rare, and they're going to be extremely high quality every time because that is not a topic to screw around with. But I make lots of other stuff too. Video essays about philosophy and politics and history and law and anything that interests me, essentially. One of my like biggest topics that I cover on this channel is like solar punk. What's up, Far Harbor Marine? One of the bigger topics I cover on this channel is solar punk, which is like I guess in general this is a very like hopeful oriented channel, but it's also like a very serious channel in that like I talk about hope in a serious way. And to do that, you have to like address terrible history so that way you can talk about hope in a serious way. You can't just be like, oh, I think things will get better and then do nothing about it. You have to like learn the bad stuff in order to work towards the good stuff. So this channel is very much that. It's like
15,
it's like this angle of like learning about the bad because the good is so important, and you have to fight for the good.
With complete honesty.
And to do that, you have to understand the bad. So that's kind of
16.
I cover a lot of stuff. When does God turn evil again? I don't. He does it every dude. God is bipolar as hell, Like he's so bipolar. He's okay. Yeah, let me use better language that doesn't disregard people with actual bipolar type 1 and type 2. God is an egotistical jerk, low key. I'm just saying. Every time someone does something that he doesn't like, he does terrible things to those people. Like terrible genocide things to those people. As a character, you have to admit that that's messed up. It doesn't matter if you like think of God as incredible and good, like that is still a bad thing. The reason it's in the book is to prove to you that it's a bad thing and that God will do it to you if you don't do what God tells you to. Like we can objectively acknowledge that all the times that God has like done terrible things to human beings, those were in fact bad. And the whole point is that he punished them, right? I wouldn't say that God is super inconsistent because in my view, God, when he gets angry, God gets angry for one reason only. Because you did something you don't like. That's it. Now, the things he does and doesn't like, those are pretty inconsistent, I'll say. Him back, then you would be killed. Yeah, no, God is like, God's behavior, in my mind, aligns with like giving a 10-year-old infinite power. And a very moody 10-year-old infinite power. Because God just smites everything left and right. Every time you do something to slightly bother him, he just does stuff. He just kills people and worse. That's bad. So, yeah, I mean, what else is there to say? God is a angry ruler and is very punishy, very fire and brimstone, very, all of those things. Yeah. He, you know what? God seems very competitive and insecure.
17 about
with all these other gods existing around the Canaanite region.
Went up and attacked Gath and captured it.
Yeah, I remember someone got killed for working on Sabbath.
18 But Joash king of Judah took all the sacred objects dedicated by his fathers Jehoshaphat, Jehoram, and Ahaziah.
God killed that woman for
the
looking
kings
back
of
at her
Judah,
town,
and the gifts
turned
he
her into a
himself
pillar of
had
salt.
dedicated, and all the gold found in the treasuries of the temple of the Lord, and of the royal palace, and he sent them to Hazael king of Aram, who then withdrew from Jerusalem. 19 As for the other events of the reign of Joash, and all he did, are they not written in the book of the annals of the kings of Judah? 20 His officials conspired against him and assassinated him at Beth Millo, on the road down to Silla. 21 The officials who murdered
Road down to
him
Silla.
were Jozabad
Sorry, that
son
made
of
me think of the
Shimeth and Jehozabad
monster from
son
Greek
of
mythology.
Shomer. He died and was buried with his fathers in the city of David. And Amaziah his son succeeded him as king. 13 Inches the 23rd year of Joash, son of Ahaziah king of Judah, Jehoahaz son of Jehu became king of Israel in Samaria, and he reigned 17 years. 2 He did evil in the eyes of the Lord by following the sins of Jeroboam son of Nebat, which he had caused Israel to commit, and he did not turn away from them.
Who did not turn away from what? Wait, that's
3
kind of hard to
So
follow.
the Lord's anger
Oh, he didn't
burned
turn away from the
against
sins.
Israel, and for a long time he kept
Yep,
them
God
under
is currently
the
going back to
power
evil
of
again.
Hazael king of Aram and Benhadad his son.
The Lord's anger burning against Israel.
For then Jehoahaz sought the Lord.
Again, for the sin of just not doing exactly what God told you to. Like, come on. This is like a... God very much reminds me, and I am going to medicalize a little bit. I apologize. It's a great way for understanding the world. It does sound a lot like the personality of a certain storm god. It does. I'm gonna be a little bit medicalizing, a little. I hope it's not ableist, but I'm just trying to use terms to make sense of the world. God reminds me a lot of demonstrating behaviors that I have recognized in people who can be diagnosed or labeled as having an egotistical personality disorder or borderline personality disorder. The way that God kind of has a dissociative behavior about him, where he just does horrible things. He wields a bunch of power. He's really inconsistent. He's really spiteful. He just makes me recall personality disorders that I think people would think of as usually harmful to be around people who have not who have not found a good way to deal with their personality disorders. That's how God is. He makes me think genuinely of he's like a narcissistic man with a narcissistic personality disorder with a little bit of borderline thrown in for spice. A little bit of borderline thrown in just to kind of spice it up.
Favor, and the Lord listened to him.
That's how he acts.
For he
Except
saw how
like sometimes he
severely
acts
the
like
king
a
of
petulant
Aram was
man.
oppressing
Other times he
Israel.
acts like a child. He kind of reminds
5
me of
The
like a
Lord
man who never
provided a
matured past the age of
deliverer
12
for
who got
Israel,
infinite
and they
power.
escaped from the power of Aram.
Like an insecure man that never aged past 12
So the
with infinite power.
Israelites
He
lived
acts
in
like a
their own
child.
homes as
Everyone
they
treats him
had
like he's not,
before.
but he's acting like it.
6 But they did not turn away from the sins
I would
of
just say,
the
like, that's
house
how
of
he's acting.
Jeroboam,
Like,
which he had
I'm reading the
caused
book, like, I'm
Israel to
not-
commit. They
all I'm doing is just
continued in
reading
them.
the things written in the thing, and he just acts like
the
that.
Asherah pole remained
I understand that
standing
there's
in Samaria.
an adherence perspective that's like, well, God is
7 Nothing had been left of the army of
justice.
Jehoahaz
God is a
except
punisher,
50
and his job is to punish
10
anyone.
chariots, and
Well, okay, but like,
10,000 foot soldiers.
why are you
For
so
the
chill
king
with
of Aram
the?
had destroyed the rest and
I'm
made
trying to
them
understand
like
the perspective
dust
of an
threshing
adherent, of a
time.
religious adherent to this,
8 As
who
for
sees the
other
Old
events
Testament
of the
God
reign
as a
of
punisher, a
Jehoahaz,
justice
all he did
character,
and
a
his
hero, a
achievements,
punisher
are
of
they
the
not
evil.
written in the book of the annals of the kings of
But
Israel?
seeing him positively as a punisher
9
only makes
Jehoahaz
sense
rested
if you
with his
think the thing
fathers
he's
and was
punishing people
buried in
for are
Samaria.
justified. And I don't think the lady looking
And
back
Jehosh's
justified
son
having her turn into
succeeded
salt.
him as king.
And I don't think a funny joke justifies telling
10
Abraham to go
Inches the
sacrifice his son on a mountain. I
37th
don't think that
year of
justifies
Joash
that,
king
God.
of Judah,
But then people
Jehosh
say,
son
well,
of
he's omnipotent and he's
Jehoahaz
omniscient,
became
and
king of Israel
you just
in
don't know how he
Samaria,
works. Okay,
and he reigned 16
whatever.
years.
I'm reading this as a piece of
11
fiction.
He did evil
God
in
is-
the eyes of the Lord
has
and
narcissistic
did not
personality
turn
disorder.
away from any of the sins of Jeroboam son of Nebat, which he had caused Israel to commit. He continued in them. 12 As for the other events of the reign of Jehoash, all he did and his achievements, including his war against Amaziah king of Judah, are they not written in the book of the annals of the kings of Israel? 13 Jehoash rested with his fathers, and Jeroboam succeeded him on the throne. Jehoash was buried in Samaria with the kings of Israel. 14 Now Elisha was suffering from the illness from which he died. Jehoash king of Israel went down to see him and wept over him. My father, he cried.
I'm waiting for the quote
The chariots and horsemen of
from
Israel.
that one System of a Down song, Chop Suey.
15 Elisha said, Get a
I'm
bow
waiting for
and
someone to
some
say, Father,
arrows,"
into your
and
hands
he
I commend
did
my
so.
spirit. I need to hear it.
16 Take the bow in your hands, he said to the king of Israel. When he had taken it, Elisha
Though
put his
it's
hands
likely
on the
System of the
king's
Down,
hands.
System of a Down in Chop Suey, they probably quoted the King
17
James version, and it
Open
won't be
the east
translated the same in
window,
this.
he said, and he opened it. Shoot, Elisha said, and he shot.
Okay, I think I'm gonna pull up a game and chill for a little bit.
Arrow of victory.
The
arrow of victory.
I'm gonna get
over
frustrated. That'll be
Aram.
end of the stream. We've been going for
Elisha declared,
3 hours?
You will
Oh my
completely
God, I didn't
destroy
realize.
the Arameans at Aphek. 18 Then he said, Take the
Okay,
arrows.
how do
and
I
the
set these
king
up?
Took them. Elisha told him,
Bible?
Strike the ground.
Here?
He struck it 3 times and stopped. 19 The man of God was angry with him and said, You should have struck the ground 5 or 6 times, then you would have defeated Aram and completely destroyed it. But
Okay,
now,
how is that? I think that's
now
good.
you will
Okay.
defeat it only
And now I can
3
pull up
times.
Don't Starve.
20
And hopefully I don't get
Elisha
frustrated with the
died
game
and was
again.
buried. Now Moabite raiders used to enter the country every spring. 21 Once while some Israelites were burying a man, suddenly they saw
Elisha's
a band
tomb.
of raiders. So
The man
they
came
threw
to
the
life.
man's body into
People have been
Elisha's
resurrecting a
tomb.
lot recently.
When
I don't know
the
what's going on
body
with that.
touched Elisha's bones, the man came to life
Minecraft
and
gameplay?
stood up
Oh, it was
on
close.
his
Yeah.
feet. 22
I was thinking of pulling out
Hazael,
Minecraft
king
again.
of
I did that at
Aram,
the beginning of these
oppressed
streams, like
Israel
streams
throughout
number
the
1, 2, and
reign
3 or
of
something.
Jehoahaz.
But I've been enjoying Don't Starve more.
23
It's like an easy
But the
game to,
Lord
like,
was gracious
kinda
to
do
them
while I
and
play,
had
while I
compassion and
listen.
showed concern for them because of his covenant with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. To this day he has been
Oh, look, it pulled
unwilling
right
to
up. Awesome.
destroy them or banish them
Easy.
from his presence. 24 Hazael king of Aram died, and Ben-Hadad his son succeeded him as king.
Okay, Ben-Hadad is
25
now
Then
king.
Jehoash son of Jehoahaz recaptured from Ben-Hadad
Don't Starve
son
is
of
crashing for
Hazael
reasons
the
unbeknownst to me.
towns he had taken in battle
Never
from
mind.
his father Jehoahaz. 3 times Jehoash defeated him, and so he recovered the Israelite towns. 14 inches the 2nd year of
Oh,
Jehoash
oh.
son of Jehoahaz king of Israel, Amaziah son of
Oh, yeah,
Joash
I'm
king
cooked in
of
this one,
Judah
aren't I?
began to reign.
You know what, I'm putting this torch out and I'm
2 He
restarting.
was
I'm gonna let my character
25
die.
years old when he became king, and he reigned in Jerusalem 29 years.
Jehoiadin,
His
she was from
mother's
Jerusalem.
name was Jehoadin. She was from Jerusalem. 3 He did what was right in the
Cool.
eyes of the Lord, but not as his father David had done.
Yeah.
In everything he followed the example of his father Joash. For the high places, however, were not removed. The people continued to offer sacrifices and burn incense there. 5 After the kingdom was firmly in his grasp, he executed the officials who had murdered his father the king. 6 Yet he did not put the sons of the assassins to death, in accordance with what is written in the book of the law
I need
of Moses,
stone,
where the Lord
first and
commanded,
foremost.
Fathers shall
Stone,
not be
flint.
put to death for their children, nor children put to death for their fathers. Each is to die for his own sins. 7. He was the one who defeated 10,000 Edomites in the Valley of Salt and captured Selah in battle, calling it Joktheel, the name it has to this day.
There should be some gold in this area.
Amaziah
That
sent
means I could make
messengers
a...
to Jehoash son of Jehoahaz, the son of Jehu,
yes, a couple of
king
gold thingies
Israel,
are going to be
with the
huge.
challenge, come, meet me face to face. 9. But Jehoash king of Israel replied to Amaziah king of Judah.
Okay, so I can make a science device like immediately
sent
now.
a message to a cedar in Lebanon, give your daughter to my son in marriage. Then a wild beast in Lebanon came along and trampled the thistle underfoot. 10. You have indeed defeated Edom, and now you are arrogant. Glory in your victory, but stay at home.
Okay.
Why ask for
More flint.
trouble and cause your own downfall and that of Judah also?
Okay, I can probably make an axe already.
11. Amaziah, however, would
Okay, I want to
not
get a shovel as
listen,
soon as I can.
so Jehoash king of Israel attacked.
We're at midday. I don't have
He
any
and
stone. I want
Amaziah
stone
king
soon.
of Judah faced each other at Beth Shemesh in Judah.
That Shemesh hasn't been mentioned in a while.
12. Judah was routed by Israel, and every man fled to his home.
Oh, look, a gold vein. Huge.
13. Jehoash king of Israel captured
I'm locking in.
Amaziah king of Judah, the son of Joash, the son of Ahaziah, at Beth Shemesh.
Okay, and then I need to go
Then
find
Jehoash
beefalo
went
as soon
to
as I can.
Jerusalem and
Get their
broke
dung, build a
down
garden.
The wall of Jerusalem from the Ephraim gate to the corner gate A section.
I'm gonna get a
about
bajillion
600
stone.
feet
I'll need them
long.
for later.
14. He took all the gold and silver and all the articles
Look at all this
found
gold.
in the temple of the Lord and in the
He can eat a
treasuries
fair
of the
bit,
royal
so I'm gonna try to get as
palace.
much as I can.
He also took hostages and returned to Samaria. 15. As for the other events of the reign of Jehoash, what he did and his
Jehoash.
achievements, including his war against Amaziah king of Judah, are they not written in the book of the annals of the kings of Israel?
No, give me that gold. I need it.
16. Jehoash rested with his fathers and was buried in Samaria with the kings of Israel.
Okay, already through that. Not good.
And Jeroboam his
I'm gonna need
son
wood soon.
succeeded him as king. 17. Amaziah son of Joash king of Judah lived for 15 years after the death of Jehoash son of Jehoahaz king of Israel. 18. As for the other events of Amaziah's reign, are they not
Ooh, another
written
gold
in
thing.
the book of the annals of the kings of Judah?
I don't know why they gotta keep repeating.
19. They conspired.
Hey, we wrote
against
this
him in
down. You just read it.
Jerusalem, and he fled to Lachish. But they sent men after him to Lachish and killed him.
Like, they're
there.
just referencing back to other books.
20. He was brought back by horse and was buried in Jerusalem with his fathers, in the city of David. 21. Then all the people of
Okay,
Judah
any more gold?
took
I'm
Azariah,
gonna get all I can and then
who
go.
was 16 years old, and made him king in place of his father Amaziah. 22. He was the one who rebuilt Elath and restored
Okay,
it to
I'll go.
Judah after
I'll chop down
Amaziah
some
rested
trees.
with his fathers. 23. Inches the 15th year of
I'll make a
Amaziah,
singular fire for the
son
night.
of Joash king of Judah. Jeroboam son of Jehoash
Yeah, I
king
think I have plenty of
Israel
stone anyway,
became
so.
king in Samaria.
I don't really
and
think
he
I need the
reigned
cut stone for
41
anything
years.
else. I can't recall what I need cut stone for. Oh, I do need cut
24,
stone.
He did evil in the
Okay,
eyes of
so
the
I'm just gonna
Lord
go ahead and
did
build
not
my
turn
basic
away
fire
from
real quick.
any of the sins of Jeroboam son of Nebat,
I'm out of
which he had
sticks.
caused
That is
Israel to
suboptimal.
commit.
Go away, spider.
25. He was the one who restored the boundaries of
Oh wow, I
Israel
went
from
through too many
Lebo
sticks, didn't I?
Hamath
That's
to
not
the
great.
Sea of the Arabah, in accordance with the word of the Lord, the God of Israel, spoken through his servant Jonah son of Amittai, the prophet from Gath Hepher. 26. The Lord had seen how bitterly everyone in Israel, whether slave or free, was suffering. There was no one to help them. 27. And since the Lord had not said he would blot out the name of Israel from under heaven, he saved them by the hand of Jeroboam son of Jehoash. 28. As for the other events of Jeroboam's reign, all he did,
Okay, give me a
and
tree.
his military achievements, including how he recovered for Israel both Damascus and Hamath, which had belonged to Yadi. Are they not written in the book of the annals of the kings
Spider
of
silk would be
Israel?
useful too, but fighting those things this early on sucks.
29 Jeroboam rested with his fathers, the kings of Israel.
Okay, Jeroboam's gone.
And Zechariah his son succeeded
Zechariah.
him as king. 15 inches the 27th year of Jeroboam king of Israel, Azariah son of Amaziah king of Judah began to reign.
God, we're going through kings
He
quickly.
was 16 years old when he became king, and he reigned in Jerusalem 52 years.
Wow, we're moving through time though.
His mother's name was Jechaliah. She was from Jerusalem.
Okay, make
3,
a fire.
He did what was right in the eyes of the
Campfire.
Lord, just as his
Yippee.
father Amaziah had done. For the high places, however, were not removed. The people continued to offer sacrifices and burn incense there. 5, The Lord afflicted the king with leprosy until the day he died.
Why?
And he lived
What did
in
he
a
do?
separate house.
Why leprosy? Is it just because he's from their descendants?
Jotham the king's son had charge of the palace and governed the people of the land. 6, As for the other events of Azariah's reign, and all he did, are they not written in the book of the annals of the kings of Judah?
Okay.
7, Azariah
Alright, pass the
rested
time. Oh, I
with
guess
his
I'll cook all my
fathers
food.
and was buried near them in the city of David. And Jotham his son succeeded him as king. 8 inches the 38th year of Azariah king of Judah, Zechariah son of Jeroboam became king of Israel.
He only
in
reigned 6 months?
Samaria, and
He did
reigned
evil.
6 months. 9, He did evil in the eyes of the Lord, as his fathers had done. He did not turn away from the sins of Jeroboam son of Nebat, which he had caused Israel to commit. 10, Shallum son of Jabesh conspired against Zechariah. He attacked him in front of the people,
Check my map.
assassinated him and succeeded him as
Yeah, I'm
king.
gonna go down here to the right.
11, The other events of Zechariah's reign are written in the book of the annals of the kings of Israel.
Hey, let's get it.
12, So the word of the Lord spoken to Jehu was fulfilled. Your descendants will sit on the throne of Israel to the fourth generation.
Yeah, that's one of them was shortened though.
13, Shallum son of Jabesh became king in the 39th year of Uzziah king of Judah, and he reigned in Samaria 1 month. 14, Then Menahem son of Gadi went from Tirzah up to Samaria. He attacked Shallum son of Jabesh in Samaria, assassinated him and succeeded him as king. 15, The other events of Shallum's reign, and the conspiracy he led, are written in the book of the annals of the kings of Israel. 16, At that time Menahem, starting out from Tirzah, attacked Tifsah and everyone in the city and its vicinity, because they refused to open their gates. He sacked Tifsah and ripped open all the pregnant women.
Jesus.
17 inches the 39th year of Azariah king of Judah, Menahem son of Gadi became king of Israel, and he reigned in Samaria 10 years. 18, He did evil in the eyes of the Lord. During his entire reign he did not turn away from the sins of Jeroboam son of Nebat, which he had caused Israel to commit. 19, Then Pul king of Assyria invaded the land, and Menahem gave him 1,000 talents of silver to gain his support and strengthen his own hold on the kingdom. 20, Menahem exacted this money from Israel. Every wealthy man had to contribute 50 shekels of silver to be given to the king of Assyria.
Okay.
So the king of Assyria withdrew and stayed in the land no longer.
Oh, jeez.
21, As for the other events
leave me alone.
of Menahem's
Leave me alone.
reign, and all he did, are they not written in the book of the annals of the kings of Israel? 22 Menahem rested with his fathers. And Pekahiah his son succeeded him as king. 23 inches the 50th year of Azariah king of Judah, Pekahiah son of Menahem became king of Israel in Samaria, and he reigned 2 years. 24 Pekahiah did evil in the eyes of the Lord. He did not turn away from the sins of Jeroboam son of Nebat, which he had caused Israel to commit. 25 One of his chief officers, Pekah son of Remaliah, conspired against him. Taking 50 men of Gilead with him, he assassinated Pekahiah, along with Argob and Ariah, in the citadel of the royal palace at Samaria. So Pekah killed Pekahiah and succeeded him as king. 26 The other events of Pekahiah's reign, and all he did.
Stop repeating this Bible, please.
The annals of the kings of
Please stop repeating the exact same thing over and over again.
27 inches the 52nd year of Azariah king of Judah, Pekah son of Remaliah became king of Israel in Samaria, and he reigned 20 years. 28 He did evil in the eyes of the Lord. He did not turn away from the sins of Jeroboam son of Nebat, which he had caused Israel to commit. 29 inches the time of Pekah king of Israel.
Yeah, screw it. Jump in the wormhole. Take me somewhere else.
King of Assyria came in.
I wonder if like 1 out of 10 times you die while doing this.
Makkah, Genoa, Kadesh,
Where am I?
Hazer.
That was not
He
useful at
took
all.
Gilead and
Wormhole.
Galilee, including all the land of Naphtali.
We're back in this
and
terrible
deported
place.
the people to Assyria. 30 Then Hosea son of Elah conspired against Pekah son of Remaliah.
You know, I hate to say it, but I really
He
am tired of
attacked and assassinated
Don't
him,
Starve.
and then succeeded
I just
him
kind of
as
stopped
king
making
in the
progress, and now it's
20th
kind of
year
like frustrating
Jotham,
instead
son
of
Uzziah.
a fun thing to do in the background.
31 As for the other events of Pekah's reign, and all he did,
This
are
game
they
doesn't
not
hold your
written in
hand,
the book of the annals of
and
the
I kind of
kings
need my hand held a
Israel?
little bit if I'm freaking reading the Bible while I do it.
32 inches the 2nd year of Pekah son of
Because like I
Remaliah,
don't know how to
king
make
of
progress in
Israel.
this game. I don't even know what the end
Jotham,
goal of this
son
game is.
Uzziah king of Judah began to reign. 33 He was 25 years old when he became king, and he reigned in Jerusalem 16 years. His mother's
hell am I
name
looking
was
at over here?
Jerusha, daughter of
A vest?
Zadok.
An ice staff. What does that
34
even
He
mean?
did what was right in the eyes of the Lord,
Bones,
just
bones.
as his father Uzziah had done.
Beard
35
hair?
The high places, however, were not removed.
This was a character who made it
The
really
people
far.
continued to offer sacrifices and burn incense there. Jotham
What could this
rebuilt
possibly
the
mean?
upper gate of the temple of the Lord. 36 As for the other events of Jotham's reign, and what he did, are they not written in the book of the annals of the kings of Judah? 37 In
Oh, I
those
already
days
maxed my
the
inventory
Lord
that
began
quickly.
to send Rezin king of Aram and Pekah son of Remaliah against Judah.
What does this do to me when I eat
38
it?
Jotham rested with his fathers and was
I
buried
don't
with
know.
them in the city of David, the city of his father. And Ahaz his son succeeded him as king. 16 inches the 17th year of Pekah, son of Remaliah, Ahaz son of Jotham king of Judah began to reign. 2 Ahaz was 20 years old
Whoa,
when
that
he
worked?
became king, and he reigned
Why did
in
that work?
Jerusalem 16 years. Unlike
how
David
did that
his
work?
father, he did not do what was right in the eyes of the Lord his God. 3 He walked in the ways of the kings of Israel and even sacrificed his son in the fire, following the detestable ways of the nations the Lord had driven out before the Israelites.
Okay.
For he
So
offered
they're so
sacrifices
corrupted that
and
they're
burned incense
still
at the
doing
high places, on
the
the
creepy
hilltops
sacrifices.
and under every spreading tree. 5 Then Rezin king of Aram and Pekah son of Remaliah king of Israel marched up to fight against Jerusalem and besieged Ahaz, but they could not overpower him. 6 At that time, Rezin king of Aram recovered Elath for Aram by driving out the men of Judah. Edomites then moved into Elath and have lived there to this day. 7 Ahaz sent messengers to say to Tiglath-Pileser king of Assyria, I am your servant and vassal. Come up and save me out of the hand of the king of Aram and of the king of Israel, who are attacking me. 8 And Ahaz took the silver and gold found in the temple of the Lord and in the treasuries of the royal palace.
I think I'm gonna end
and
stream
sent it
soon.
as a gift to the
I'm
king
well
of
tired.
Assyria.
After 3 more hours of
9
this.
The king of
Look
Assyria
at all these weird
complied
mushrooms. What are they
by
doing?
attacking Damascus and capturing
Weird.
He deported its
Okay,
inhabitants
I
to
think I'm kind of
Kir
done with
and put Rezin to
Don't
death.
Starve now. I know there's more to learn and explore,
10
but it's
Then
just like
King Ahaz went to Damascus
I've kind of learned what I
meet
need to.
Tiglath-Pileser king of Assyria.
And with that, I think I'm going to end the stream here. We are on page 584 of 1751. Whenever we get to 650 or so, no, not 650 or so. 8 times 2 is 19. 7.5 times 2 is going to be like 17. Yeah. 8 times 2 is 16. Whenever we get to 850, we'll be halfway. So we're still far from halfway. All right. Thank you all for chilling with me during this stream. We're making slow progress. What am I doing regarding new videos? I'm resting. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm resting. And I will for a while longer until I can come up with another interesting topic that I want to make a video on. Or I find something else. We'll see. All right. Take care. Goodbye.